Welcome to another edition of Banter and Babble. I am the Dude 79, and joining me always, my esteemed colleague, Mr. Fanboy Tone. Mr. Fanboy Tone.
Yes.
Hold on a sec. Get a little bit closer.
You're vaccinated shit.
I'm going to get a little bit closer because we are fully vaccinated, bro.
True. That's true.
We're fully vaccinated. We're good to go. We're going to go to a bar that's wall-to-wall jam-packed and breathe on everybody.
I was going to do that anyways.
I mean, that's kind of like your thing. I know.
Yeah.
It's kind of like your thing.
Usually in the stall.
Good evening, everybody. Hopefully, everybody is having a great week. Thank you so much, you guys and gals, for the subscriptions. We really, really appreciate your support. You guys are so damn sweet.
Drop those.
Thank you very, very much. Ford Chamber says, you guys should kiss.
Yeah,
well, probably
I
not.
don't know that.
Can't.
I don't work well under pressure.
Under pressure? No, probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen.
You know I don't work well under pressure. Sometimes I get a little nervous.
Oh, Tricky Regent, thank you so much for those gift subs, man. We
That
appreciate
Trick?
it. It was Tricky Regent.
Trick, I love you. We were just
big old
talking
sweetheart.
about him right at the beginning too. We really like you.
He's a sweetheart. Rub thighs. Well, that's know what?
That's-
That's subscribers only. I mean, like extra subscribers. There's like subscriber tier 3. You have to be a tier 3 scrub, a tier 3 sub to get the under table cam, which is pretty steamy. Not gonna lie. Is that a TOS? Is that a terms of service thing?
Yeah.
Come at me, Switch. Come at me, Twitch. Come at me, bro. But Tone, what's going on, dude?
This conversation.
What's good with you, man?
Not a whole lot. Just another day, another dollar, trying to make somebody holler.
Yeah.
Something like that, right? Just the usual right now. Still trying to fit into my new work role, and be successful at that. It's still a lot to learn. I am enjoying it. That's the piece of it that's important, I feel like. But other than that, passing out apparently at 10:30 now.
Now you really are grandpa's in bed.
Dude, so like I go from super like night owl guy who forces myself to be up in the morning, but I have to get up at 6 a.m. every morning now.
Oh, wah.
Well, I'm just saying, like, it's
I'm
weird
just
for me.
I don't get up till 7.
It's weird for me because I am completely different now, and I just like, oh, I'm tired and out.
Yeah.
Instead of being like,
you're an old man.
yeah, it's weird.
You're an old ass man.
It's weird.
No, it'll pass because like I still stay up till I'm up till 1 o'clock. Some nights.
Oh,
2
you're a
o'clock.
scumbag.
I'm a fucking lowlife.
Thanks, miss.
But it's nice though. You are back at the office. I'm still working from home, so
Yeah.
I don't have to shower in the morning. So I literally just wake up, drop my kid off at daycare, come back home, and just sit here and work for 8 hours.
Oh, dude, when I was remote for those 2 weeks, I was waking up like I was getting almost an extra hour of sleep.
Oh yeah.
And I definitely wasn't showering before
No,
work.
dude,
I wait till
showers are
after.
fucking optional. Working from home,
Yeah.
I have developed a whole lot of really bad habits. When they're
yeah.
finally like, "Hey, look, dude, you got to come back to work," I'm gonna be like, "No," but then I'm gonna be like, "Shit, I got to get up like an hour and a half earlier now so I can shower, clean up, and actually look like a decent human being." So, not looking forward to that.
Demanding it even?
What is she demanding?
Just said, though, there's a VOD for evidence.
Oh my. Okay. Working from home is amazing, Dungeons. It is really, really, really good. I love working from home. At some point, I know they're going to ruin it and be like, dude, you got to come back. And Tricky Regent and I are going to be like, what the fuck? I don't want to go back to work, but eventually we're going to have to. But you know what else is going on right now, dude? We have automatically gone from 50s last week to mid-80s, and we're going to be pushing 90 this weekend.
Yeah,
Michigan just says, fuck it, let's go.
It has no idea what it's doing.
There's no longer a transitional period. Springtime is like a mixture of a little bit warmer winter and then Arizona heat.
It's fucking weird. But the thing I'm scared about, and I haven't looked yet because I'm scared to look, is the humidity.
Yeah.
And my air conditioning got turned on in my home today, and guess who was happy about that?
Did you turn the AC on?
I definitely didn't.
I'm fighting right now. I'm opening all the windows. I'm letting that breeze come through. It is a little muggy. It's a little
but
hot.
I'm telling you, dude, this will be the last day, dude, because when you get in tomorrow,
tomorrow's gonna be like 88.
you're gonna be like, I can't hold out anymore. And like I try to hold out. Problem is in my home is that since it's a modular, it doesn't have great ventilation in some ways. So like even if you open up some windows, there's not a great breeze. But problem also is outside is warmer than the inside of my home because as the sun kind of rotates through, because it sits like east and west.
Right.
Once it gets to the far end of the house,
Yep.
that last part of the day, the last hour, 2 hours, it cooks. I mean, it
Really?
cooks.
Ugh.
So like it's really, and that's where my living room is. So you got to be kind of like, the big TVs in there. You
all
create
the heat, all that shit in there.
It's
Yeah.
fucking shitty. So
Yeah, that's the one thing where we used to live. It was a smaller house. We didn't have many windows at all, and it wasn't in a good spot where there was a breeze. The breeze would come through the side window, and that's all you would get. Whereas in this house, the entire front side of the house gets that breeze.
That's
so I can
great.
open all the windows and open up, and it just comes through. It's so nice. But even then, even with the breeze, when the humidity kicks in, which is the one downside of like heat in Michigan, is like that humidity kicks in, and it's fucking brutal.
That's what
It's
I'm scared
unbearable.
of.
But the thing is, man, you don't want that heat to get yet, because once I do kick on the AC, if you thought it was cold down here during the winter, it gets fucking cold down here. I close the vents. This bitch gets cold down here during the summer.
I like
Yeah.
that.
It's gonna be
I'm into that. I'm into
brutal.
that. Thank you, Miss.
Man, thank you guys so much for these cheers and bits. You guys are really, really sweet,
Thank
and
you
we
all.
really, really love Miss Ultimate Cannon. You stop it. Stop it right now, you sweet little thing. You look at her go. Oh my goodness.
What's Arkenrat saying? He's doing something.
He's probably running a bit. He's probably running.
That's
Remember
what he
when
does.
Tony used to fall asleep under the air conditioner and then wake up lightheaded and dizzy? Is this a
Wait,
bit that's
what?
not landing?
I don't know. Maybe
Did you guys used to live together and you guys just used to sleep under the AC unit?
he was over a lot.
Or were you
but
just drunk, too drunk to remember? Arkenrath, was he too drunk to remember? Is that what's going on here?
It could have been that or shower.
Probably
levels.
what's
Yeah,
going on.
That's probably
what's
drunk.
going on. You're probably loaded, as usual. Speaking of loaded,
Yeah, so we are
fuck are we
drinking.
drinking?
What are we drinking tonight? So two different things as per usual. First of all, I'd like to cheers out to Megasaurus Rex out there for telling us to drink the No Diggity, the hazy
Dignity.
IPA. That's what I said.
mm-hmm.
It's that Blackstreet man all the time. No Diggity, no doubt, right?
It's
so
Chunk doing the truffle shuffle.
no diggity. God damn it.
Dignity.
Fuck
No
this. I'm
dignity.
gonna throw it.
God, you're
Um,
terrible.
Don't usually drink IPAs. She showed this can, said you guys should drink this. I said don't normally drink IPAs,
Oh, it's good.
but we'll do it. Anytime somebody suggests we drink something like this, we try to abide by that.
Yes, absolutely.
So we definitely appreciate that, and actually, it's pretty good. We're enjoying it for an IPA. And then, second, we're going full IPA tonight
Ooh.
from our Good Boy Half-Ass Beer Review. I've had this one time before, and he's going to be able to try one now. This is the M43 Special Edition Tart Strawberry. This is probably one of the few IPAs that I actually will seek to buy. So,
Oh, really? You're hunting this thing down, but you said
it's
it's
hard
pretty
to find.
rare.
Too. It's
pretty
a hard
rare.
one to find. This can be a bitch to find.
And this is recommended from our boy Half-Ass Beer Review.
Yep. He handed it over as per usual.
Man, the myth. You guys, thank you so much. You guys, seriously, you guys are crazy with these bets. I appreciate it. You guys are
Appreciate you.
fucking sweet. Look at Miss Ultimate Can's out of control. She's out of control.
She's the best.
She's a pretty big sweetheart though. So we absolutely love her. Half-Ass Beer Review said it only comes out on 420. No way, really? This only comes out on 420. Like, confirm that. Is that really?
Why it's so hard to
Once a
find.
year?
Yeah,
Wow, I don't know if I should even drink this. Like, I don't know if I want to save it.
drink it.
I will. I'm gonna drink it. It's 6.8. I'll drink it.
All one.
It's
too.
definitely gonna get drunk. Tone, now that we got the drinks out of the way, we are doing a giveaway tonight. Hey,
Oh, we are. I
giveaway.
didn't even know that.
Giveaway, $20 code of your choice, whether it's PSN, Xbox, or eShop, US only. Okay, I apologize, but I don't make the rules with PlayStation, and I know Xbox is global. I think eShop might be global, but it makes it easier for us if we can just buy the digital code for North America. So I'm sorry for everybody outside of North America. I love you, and we'll try to figure out ways to hook you guys and girls up at some point. But I know it's rude, and I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Should we do? I mean, should they do it? And if they do win, be able to just give an Xbox? They'd still be able to get it.
I mean, like I said, it's their choice. I mean, if they have to know, like, if they want a PlayStation 1, it's not going to happen. Unless they're in North America, it's not going to happen. But if they win and they want to have an Xbox, yeah, it's global. So, I mean, I can send you a code and it'll work. So, if you have an Xbox, and I think eShop,
I know Miss plays on Xbox a lot is what I'm getting at.
Miss Ultimate Cannon, if you're on Xbox, play, because then it'll be global. But if I say U.S. only simply because if somebody's like, oh, I have a PlayStation, I want to play, you better be in the U.S. because you're going to get a code for the U.S. and it won't
Where's your
work on the
warning
system.
label.
So there you go. I don't do warning
There you
labels. I mean, I do. It says it right here. So we're going to start the giveaway in 1 hour.
I'm the guy who couldn't read the condom package.
Wow. Unbelievable. Starting the giveaway. And that is underway right now. Exclamation point, enter. Get in there. You guys, these subs, you guys are crazy. Thank you so much.
Somebody drop another one?
It doesn't say who does it, which pisses me off. I wish this thing did it. But get in there, everybody, and we'll find out who it is. We'll definitely give you a shout out later on Twitch or on Twitter and in Discord. because we can go back and look. But yes, get in there. Exclamation point. Enter a $20 gift card of the system on the system of your choice, whether it's PlayStation, Xbox, Nintendo Switch. Speaking of gaming, Tone. What the fuck have you been playing, dude? I know you're starting to find your way back into gaming when you can.
Yeah.
With your schedule. What have you been playing?
So I'm still trying to get back into Return a little bit. I'll start there.
Oh boy.
I haven't been really deep into it. I did make it to the bottom of the fucking mountain and get that goddamn gun at least.
Wow.
Thought I was fighting a mini boss. Turns out it's just a normal new guy to fight.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yep.
After the Ankylosaurus bug.
Yep.
Bullshit.
He ain't beating shit yet out in your house. He hasn't beat shit.
Yeah, fucking
I beat it already.
gorgeous game. No, you have not because you haven't played it either. And so I beat that. Not really. What did I beat? Jesus, I moved on to. I beat Nier Automata finally. I finished Nier Automata.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And if anybody has me on Twitter, I did post kind of my thoughts on it. And just a brief summarize that. A little bit of an older game. Listen, the gameplay is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The character models of the main characters are amazing. It's very, very anime feeling. Like the story is really, really awesome. There's a lot in the story that I wanted to learn and I didn't get to. I got one of 10 endings. I got one of the better.
10 endings in the game.
Yes, and
Holy
I got
shit.
kind of a better common ending. Some of them are pretty wild. Some of the endings you got to
Did they
play
expect
more.
you to play it 10 times?
I don't know how it works. I think so. I think you can actually play
Wow.
the second character that you're with as well too, but I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
But I will say it's kind of like Devil May Cry meets Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is kind of unique.
Okay.
With heavy RPG elements like your upgradings, everything that you do with your character is really, really unique. I love the fact that since you're a robot, basically a computer,
Mhm.
when you put points into yourself when you're building your character, you're using RAM slots, and you got to upgrade your character to have room for more RAM slots. And
Sure.
as you build better things, as RAM more or less you want to put in there, you got to be cognizant of the size of each chunk of them.
Mhm.
So it's really interesting. So it can be kind of tricky to do. It depends on your playstyle too. So all that stuff's great, amazing. The menus are a little all right too, a little bit, not as good as I would like them, not as streamlined, but I had a good time playing the game. At the end of the day, my biggest complaint with the game is part of the reason why I didn't want to continue with it. I put about 30 hours into it, which is pretty good. I did a lot of side quests, didn't do them all, but I did a lot. There's a lot you couldn't figure out to get to because the map system really sucks in the game. My biggest complaint though is the environment aesthetic, like the look, the color palette. Like it reminded me of Darksiders 1, like in the first few levels where you're in apocalyptic Earth and it was just boring. And that was the problem with this world, is that the world was kind of boring looking.
Mm-hmm.
It was post-apocalyptic, hundreds of years or whatever it's been. So it kind of took me out of the game.
Right.
The character models that you're fighting, the robots, were also very generic and very pukey green and brown and shit. Well, and I get kind of why they were junky robots and things like that.
They're
and how
junkies?
yeah, there you go.
Doing
Because they
coke?
became sentient, but the palette was really hard. It's just hard to play a game that just looks so boring the entire time,
Right.
which is unfortunate because
You need that variety and
that color. If this game had a color palette pop, I'd probably still be playing it. Because everything else about this game was fantastic. I recommend the game. I still give it an 8,
Mhm.
an 8 out of 10. And it's a little bit older, so I know this is not new, but it makes me want to play Nier Replicant. So I did finally beat that. I spent probably about 11 or 12 hours last Saturday playing it straight, and beat it. And then I'm actually right now playing Mortal Kombat 11 again. And I started finally. Never played it on PS2. I started finally playing Shadow of the Colossus.
Shadow of the Colossus.
So
Now there's a game that has some color palette. That game is beautiful.
It's
The world is beautiful.
it's pretty amazing. And it was just one I never got to and always meant to. And I decided finally I'm working on I got to get Tricky. Don't even start that shit, man.
Here they
Look
go.
at you guys.
Yep, there they go. We know you want to play as Cole,
Oh,
so
and-
knock it off.
There's going to be a cousin to that topic here in a moment too.
Ooh, oh, that's right.
Right, don't forget. So, anyways, long story short, for a lengthy what I'm playing, yeah, I'm right now on Mortal Kombat 11, Shadow of the Colossus, kind of waiting on Dungeons and Dragons, the
Dark Alliance.
the Dark Alliance come out. I did buy that remastered version 1, 2, but and then still on the fence on whether I'm getting Ratchet and Clank. I kind of feel like I have to, so
I want to get that shit just to see what it does.
probably gonna
man.
have to.
Just want to see what it does. Seven Dungeons mentioned big news out of the PlayStation camp today. Last of Us 2 got a patch. It's now, keep in mind, this is not a PS5 native update. This is a PS5 capability update where it lets you take the PS4 version and unlock the frame rate at 60 frames only on the PS5. Like if you're playing on a PS5, it'll register that you're playing the PS4 version. It'll give you the option to turn on 60 frames. And by all accounts, this game looks absolutely fucking gorgeous running at 60 frames. I watched the video up on Digital Foundry. They actually did a breakdown of it. Pretty much close to a flawless lock 60 all the way through. And when you take what was one of the most beautiful looking games of last gen and you smooth out that frame rate, you nearly double it. That's beautiful. I don't know when I'm gonna get to it because I'm swamped with the games I'm playing right now. But what's interesting is in their post when they set it out there, go like we added this PS5 capability or the PS5 update to this version. The PS4 version of The Last of Us 2 was their wording. The PS4 version. So that tells you. They said we also have more stuff to announce down the line that we'll get to, but they specifically mentioned in the tweet and in the post, this is for the PS4 version of the game. So read in between the lines. There's probably a PS5 native update coming at some point, probably going to be a part of the factions once that gets released. When's The First of Us come out? Oh, man, Anthouse has got the jokes today.
Yeah, he's full of spryness tonight.
He is the man, the myth. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are following Anthouse. Check out his music on iTunes, SoundCloud. I mean, he's everywhere. iTunes, Amazon Music. He's got it everywhere. Make sure you check out his music, Anthouse Beats. The music you hear at the beginning of the show and at the end of the show and through all of our clips, that's all Anthouse Beats. His music is fucking dope. He's a hell of a streamer. Make sure you follow him here on Twitch. He's a good dude. He's funny, and he's passionate about music. Man, when he does his streams where he's actually creating the music, you can learn a lot of shit, and you can see what it takes, what the talent that it takes to make something like that, to create music. It's not easy, but this guy makes it look easy because his music is fucking dope.
It's not even Music NTV Generator 2 on PS2 or 1, whatever it was. Not even.
So yes, thank you, Anthouse, for being here, man. We appreciate you, and we appreciate you letting us use your music for the show, man. It's beautiful stuff, and we love it.
Part of the show.
Part of the show. All right. So I have been playing a couple of games.
You have been. You've been not beating games as per normal.
I know. I've got 3 games that I'm rotating through right now. Returnal, which I'm twice as far as you are. And I've also started playing Resident Evil Village, which is fucking terrifying. I actually just got through the boss battle with Lady Dimitrescu. And that was one of the best battles I've played in a Resident Evil game in a long time. I didn't like the final boss battle of Resident Evil 7. I thought it was really kind of a letdown. Resident Evil 2 and 3, they had some good battles, but the one against Lady Dimitrescu was really fucking intense, and it was wild. And this game looks beautiful. It's very eerie. It's got some good scares, but it plays good. It feels really good. I actually never played Resident Evil 4. I know a lot of people swear by that one.
It is the turning
people
point.
say it's like a hybrid of that and 7, and if that's the case, that's fucking sweet. It plays great. It feels good. I'm having a hell of a time with it. It's really, really a good game so far. And then I went ahead and made the mistake of purchasing the Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Now, my experience with Mass Effect goes like this. I played a little bit of Mass Effect 1 when it came out last gen, or no, PS3, when it came out on PlayStation, and I did not like the controls of Mass Effect 1 at all. I was like, I can't fucking play this. I'd already beaten 2. I've beaten 2, and I just started 3. So my experience is very limited. I love 2. I had a lot of fun with it. It was a great, great game.
But
I didn't like the way Mass Effect 1 played. But when I read that they really tweaked, Mass Effect 1 is the game that got the most attention, so to speak, with this Legendary Edition. And man, it plays great. It still feels a little old, but it plays a lot better than what it did on the PS3 when they did that remaster back then. Plays really good. Like, it feels really good to play through. So started playing through that. I really like the story in this game. You know, obviously everyone talks about Mass Effect. Mass Effect 2 had a great story, but now I actually get to play it from the beginning. And for a game that came out in 2007, it still feels really good in terms of like its narrative. Like, it's a really interesting story.
Good narrative.
It's really good. I'm really digging it. Yeah, Arcanet said Mass Effect is a masterpiece.
He's a big fan.
I'm really digging it so far. So I'm kind of like working through that a little bit here and there. Like, basically what I do is during the day, I'll play Mass Effect when the kids want to watch something cool. When they go to bed, that's when I'll fire up.
Why do you do that? You're working.
On the weekends.
Oh.
When I work, I'm the first one there, and I'm the last one to go home. You ask Tricky Regent. He knows this. I'm a diehard worker. Big time. So yeah, those are the games that I'm playing through right now. Hopefully, I'll be able to have Resident Evil 8 finish here pretty soon. I can talk about that hopefully in the next episode. I understand it's not a terribly long game.
Sounds like a Resident Evil then.
What's that?
Sounds like a Resident Evil then.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sounds like it's longer than 3, which is good.
Which is something.
3 was really, really lame. I only work half days. Yeah, Tricky took the rest of today off, man. He took a half day. I sent him a text. I'm like, hey man, are you having any system issues? He's like, no, I left. I was like, well, fuck you then,
I was
man.
like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I was like, dude, whatever,
Fuck
man. He's
this
like, I took
shit,
off. I'm
I'm
out. So, no, good for him. I wish I had some time left, but I've already burned all my time in January and February, so I got to save and use it for like real shit when I need it. But no, those are the games I'm playing right now. I'm interested in Biomutant. I'm going to watch that one
Yeah,
closely.
we definitely are interested in that.
That comes out next Friday, so we'll be keeping an eye on that. We'll probably talk about it a little bit next week when we get closer to launch. Do a little preview on it because it looks really interesting. They showed some gameplay video of it, and it looks like a pretty dope world. Like it looks really interesting. So, kind of excited about that. Tone, there's one more thing you wanted to talk about. We'll swing back to the Mortal Kombat conversation because we got a DC announcement today.
Just very briefly, would love to talk about this.
Here we go, guys. Get ready.
So apparently today, somebody, the higher ups or the powers that be, decided that after the great Mortal Kombat movie they put out and the great track record that the current DCU has had, why don't we take the video game Injustice, which has both DC and Mortal Kombat, turn it into a fucking movie?
Cool. That actually sounds pretty cool, man.
What? What fucking character are they going to add to this one? Listen,
well,
if you think
they don't need to, they can bring Cole into this.
Yeah, they could totally bring Cole into this. That's
That'd
the
be dope.
The story, like, listen, actually, the Injustice game is pretty good. It's not, it's different than Mortal Kombat. It has a lot of similarities. Mortal Kombat, in my opinion, is better, as far as gameplay, especially. But Injustice, the story's fun. It's great to play. But you fucking kidding me? We're gonna do this? Like, they really thought the success of Mortal Kombat was good enough to say, hey, let's sign off on this. We're gonna do Injustice as a movie too. Let's get fucking Joker, the Flash in here. Jesus, fuck, that's already conundrum and a half. I can't wait at this point for that to come out. It's stupid, but I can't wait for it to come out now because it's gonna be trash.
I hope it's gonna be great.
If it's great, that's fantastic, and I'll say, this was awesome. I don't know if it can get worse than that Mortal Kombat movie.
See, that's the thing. That's the one thing they got working in their favor. They're like, look, we can't fuck this any more up than we did with Mortal Kombat.
Right.
So it's only up from here, baby.
Right. Like the Forge's got it too.
Forge Hammer says, hell yeah, DC just keeps trying to see how fucking awful of a film they can make. Mortal Kombat is going to be damn hard to top, but I think they can do it. He's got faith. Forge Hammer believes DC can fuck this up.
Right.
But Anthouse says, I must say, animated DC movies are dope.
They absolutely
That's
are.
A valid point.
There's no argument there, but we're talking about taking DC in film form, which is hit or miss, and now apparently Mortal Kombat's great track record, and slap them together and say, film that.
God, you're so negative.
I just live in reality, bro.
You're so negative. Hey, I just saw a message pop up in the chat. Freezy989, enter the contest. Freezy989, I demand an update at 989 Cafe. I want an update, right? Dude, I need you to open soon because if I get called back to work, it's going to be tough for me. Here's the situation, you guys and girls. When I was at work, 99 Pharmacy was right next door. So I could go there on my lunch and grab a Burnham.
Yep.
Grab whatever I want. Go whatever and do whatever I want. And then when I started working from home, I was like, shit, I can't drive downtown and get back in time to start working.
Right.
But then Freezy was like, hey, we're moving out into Shields, which I was like, sweet, that's like 5 minutes from me. I can drive there on my lunch and get a Burnham.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, at some point, I'm going to have to go back to work. So I need Freezy. If you're still there, I need you to open ASAP. ASAP. I need to be able to come there a couple times before I go back to work because I need a Burnham in my life. It's been far too long since I've had a Burnham.
It's been a long time.
Like that's.
Dude, can we go over to his house and make him?
We can go over there. We can go over his house right now.
Holy man.
We're gonna cut the dude, Freezy. If you're watching, if you don't tell me you're opening tomorrow,
oh shit,
we're coming over as soon as the show is done. So you better start making Burnhams.
Start listening
because I'm fucking hungry for a Burnham.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's still there. He might be busy, but I love him and I can't wait for him to open. You guys, 99 Cafe, when it opens in Shields, you're gonna want to be there. It's gonna have a drive-through. You can go inside and order, and their sandwiches are fucking phenomenal. phenomenal. If it wasn't frowned upon, I would have relations with those sandwiches. They're that good. They're that good. That's
okay.
Really graphic.
That's it for the show, everybody. Thanks for stopping out. Really appreciate
Anyways,
ya.
let's move on. Oh, wait, here we go. He says, we are getting close. Another 2 weeks left.
Good. Okay.
Okay.
That's good enough.
I think I still have 2 weeks at home. Can't wait to get there. Guys and girls, I'm serious. When he opens in 2 weeks, 99 Cafe, get your ass there and get a Burnham.
Maybe we can somehow get one for a show to show it off.
Oh shit, yeah. Because when I do go there, I'm gonna order one for lunch, one for dinner, and then one for the show. Because that's how I roll. When you see the Burnham,
you see it,
you'll understand.
You'll understand.
You'll understand when you see the Burnham, you guys. Ridiculous. All right, moving on to the first topic. This was just announced yesterday or the day before, Monday or Tuesday.
I can't keep track of days anymore.
But it's happening.
It's happening, though.
It is happening, you guys. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m., right here on Twitch. These guys are going at it.
Finally.
This is not some shit where Jake shows up at the end of a match.
Right.
This isn't some bullshit where Rohit pulls on Jake's feet and causes Jake a loss. No. This is it. As Tona said, worlds are colliding. It's a collision course. One man standing. This is going to be dope. I'm telling you guys right now. We've seen them. We obviously, you guys have all seen them wrestle. They're great. We've seen these two go at it in person. This shit's going to be hype. There's a lot of great matches tomorrow night. I think Jordan Grace has a big match tomorrow night.
Yeah, she does too.
This one is going to be big. Ooh, are we doing a watch party in Discord?
That's not a terribly bad idea, actually.
That's why I like Cuddles, man. The thinking man.
Always thinking.
The thinking man. But, dude, yeah, this is going to be hype. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Obviously, we're torn. Well, I want to guess. What do you think?
Are we taking bets? That's a great question.
Are we taking bets?
Are we taking bets? We should take bets.
bets?
I'm going to.
Where are you going to go with this, man?
Oh, man, oh man.
Keep in mind, I'm going to show them the clip of this. So whoever you choose, I'm going to send them the clip to the other one.
Man, I got a feeling Rohit's going to get an upper leg. I'm going out there right now. And then I think Jake's going to come back and eventually again. Because listen, I don't expect this to be just a one and done thing. Like,
oh no,
this is a like. Listen, they've been friends for a long time. Excuse me. And this is running deep because there's a lot of animosity between
competition.
These two.
They're competitors,
and
but they're local. They're from the same area.
Keep in mind too, in AAW Pro, they're also big time competition.
Yes,
so
they are.
this is their friendship that has now been fractured is spilling over into multiple promotions and federations. This isn't going to end anytime soon. So my guess, I'm going to guess that Rohit's going to be a snake tomorrow as per usual, and then we're gonna see more. And then I think Jake. Honestly, though, at the end of the day, I'm telling you, Jake can knock his head off.
Oh, I'm telling you, man. If look, Rohit is nimble, he's snaky. It's hard to get a grapple on him. But if Jake lands a haymaker,
yeah, you're in trouble.
Or bombs him,
you're in trouble.
Dude, I don't know how he gets up from that. I don't know how he gets away from it. All I can tell you right now is whoever loses, we all win because it's gonna be a dope ass match. You're going to want to be there right now. Rohit or bust, throw it on a shirt. Rohit or bust. We got Rohits out there. We got some Jakes out there. All I know, man, is this shit is going to be hype. 8 p.m. tomorrow night right here on Twitch. This good-looking fella and this son of a bitch right here are locking horns.
Twitch.tv/Impact Wrestling, 8 p.m. Eastern.
Ooh, Cuddles throws out. Ooh, until Jake comes on B&B, Rohit is our man.
Ooh, that's fair.
I don't know, Jake. I'm just saying. That's what Cuddles says.
Yeah, where you at, Jake?
But ever since Rohit crashed our after-show party,
that's true.
I'm more of a Jake guy.
Oh,
I'm more of a Jake guy.
Yeah, you are
I wouldn't feel bad if I watched Jake stomp on Rohit's face. Just saying. I wouldn't mind it. I'm going with Jake something. 40 minutes to enter, ! Enter. Get in the running for a $20 gift card on the system of your choice. whether it's PlayStation, Xbox, or Nintendo eShop. $20 gift card, exclamation point enter, and you have to be here to claim it. If you win, exclamation point exit. Blanco's clutch. He's always there at the right time. He doesn't stop. Literally wearing my Rohit shirt as we watch B&B. Rohit all the way. Man, it's in favor of Rohit.
Hometown love.
I'm going with this guy.
Okay.
Going with this guy.
We got a Rohit here and got a Jake over there. All right. Split.
Go, Jake.
Perfectly
Whoop his ass,
split.
Jake.
Do this.
Can I get a Dreamcast gift card? Absolutely. In fact, I'll send it to you for free. It'll be really cool. You'll love it. It's the value of it is through the roof.
It's a used condom from the park out of the.
Don't tell him that. Surprise.
Oh, yeah,
all right.
Surprise.
Moving on to the first movie review of the night. Let's talk about Those Who Wish Me Dead. Available now on HBO Max. Directed by Taylor Sheridan, who has worked on Yellowstone, which is a revered show.
Very revered.
And Wind River, which is a highly critically acclaimed film. So Taylor Sheridan has some experience, and he also wrote To Hell or High Water with Jeff Bridges, which was fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. So talent behind the camera, and there's talent in front of the camera. Angelina Jolie, Nicholas Hoult, Finn Little, John Bernthal, Aidan Gillen, Medina Senghor, and Tyler Perry. Tyler Perry doing one of those things, man, where he shows up for like 4 minutes. Done.
And like you can just tell it was him. Like
dude,
I was like right away, I'm like, is that Tyler Perry?
Tyler Perry doing his thing. You know, I loved him in Gone Girl. I thought he was really good in Gone Girl. Like I loved him in that. He was okay in it, but he doesn't really get a whole lot. Like everybody in this movie, he's not given much to work with.
Yeah.
Not given much to work with.
Sure.
Basically, the premise of this is a teenage witnesses his father's murder by twin assassins, and his only chance of survival is to hang out with Laura Croft, Angelina Jolie, who is a firefighter tasked with protecting the kid while a raging forest fire threatens to consume everybody.
There was something raging for sure.
Jeez, oh man, you are incredible. So anyways, watch this movie. And the first thing I'll say, it's a talented cast. I mean, obviously, everybody's in this. Man, John Bernthal's in it. Aidan Gillen, who was Lord Baelish, Littlefinger on Game of Thrones. Nicholas Hoult, who has proven he's very capable. Angelina Jolie. I mean, this is a really, really talented cast. And they are tasked with trying to breathe life into a story that completely unravels and falls apart at the end. FS Beer Review is right. The ending tanked. And it tanked big time. That's probably my biggest issue with the movie, but we'll get to that in a minute. But I love the cast. I mean, what do you think? Casting's great. And everyone's good.
Casting is fucking wasted. This is going to be a short topic, let me tell you.
Yeah. They do. There's and you know, Dungeon says, but she deals with a lot of inner demons from her past that they hint on. They do.
We
I just
never
don't
explore.
think I don't think they really get into enough. I mean, you get that once now. Other than that, I know nothing about this character. Other than what happened that one day. There's not a lot of depth to this character. Yes, she's suffering, and I get that part of it. But there just wasn't a whole lot of depth. And a lot of characters were not terribly deep. The pregnant lady was awesome until, you know, I see her riding a horse. And I really want to know.
He really wants to know.
I really want to know. How does her and, well, I mean, obviously John Bernthal, whatever, how do they come out at the end of the movie? Okay? I'm curious about that. Now, look, I am not a forest fire expert.
You aren't.
But I do know they get pretty hot.
He does know that, though.
They get really, really hot. And I don't understand. Yeah, because they're a little bit higher up. They were in a tower. But there is a raging forest fire underneath them. How do they not die? I don't get it. How does Angelina Jolie take a shot of lightning and just get up and run off? The last third of this movie completely undermines and ruins everything that came before it. I will actually say, man, the movie starts off, interesting enough, I think it was like really good. Especially like Nicholas Hoult and Aidan Gillen. They are really menacing assassins. They're vile people, and they're violent. They're very determined. They're tactical. They're really good. And then they turn into fucking idiots. These two guys go from grade A assassins to fucking morons in the last 20 minutes when they meet their demise.
unreal.
Like, what is going on? You had these two
It's
capable
unreal.
actors
Yeah.
who are doing a great job. And it was fucking terrible the way it ended. I was like, this is awful. The whole ending is so bad. Makes no sense. It was a major letdown. And lastly, going back to what we circle back to what we said about the cast, John Bernthal is absolutely fucking wasted in this movie.
It's
his character serves no purpose.
It's actually it should be a crime. It should be a crime.
The way this movie fails to stick its landing. Uh-oh, we're not live.
Happened.
I don't know. Are we live? Are we live?
You see us?
Can you see us?
Pull up your phone.
Ooh, the internet took a dump there for a minute. You guys still there? Is everyone still there?
Did we get an internet skip?
Are we still good?
Can
Is
you hear
everyone
us?
still there?
Hello?
Can you hear us? Seen the red box.
Yeah,
There.
saw that.
It was green for a while. Now it's red. And then it was green again. So is everyone there? Give us a thumbs up if you can hear us. My stream keeps acting up. No, it's not you. It's not you. It's the internet. Not you. But hopefully we're good now. Okay, thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was just, I don't get why Littlefinger died first. I don't understand why Littlefinger died at all.
I don't know why he signed on to the movie.
No, it was like I said, man, they went from just some badass dudes to just complete morons. The way they get pieced out.
Yep.
Like, seriously, these guys are unstoppable assassins. And one gets off by a pregnant chick, and the other one, I want to get into how Nicholas Hoult dies. I mean, I don't even care. I'm spoiling this so you don't have to try to figure out why his character goes from an awesome bad guy to a fucking moron. It was unbelievable. The way he set up to die. I was just like, okay, this is really stupid. Oh, I haven't even had a drink of this yet. Hold on.
That is a tasty burger.
That is very tasty. That is very tasty. But I mean,
that's
overall,
great.
Tommy, I mean, I know I touched on a couple things. Is there anything that stood out to you?
You
Anything
covered a lot. I'm going to put it to you simple. We're going to shorten this real quick.
Oh, boy.
Don't watch the fucking movie. The first thing I said after I was done watching this movie was, wow, I guess I won't be able to get that hour and a half back. Don't watch it. That's pretty much it. I was excited because of the cast, of course.
Oh, to the cat. Like I said, the cast
And it started
is
out
talented.
well. It started out well.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I'm like I told you beforehand, like I'm a pretty big fan of Angelina Jolie for a long time.
Dude, Ant House makes a great point because we were talking about it before the show. What is going on with the kid's dad? We know there's something going on with the lawyer that's investigating something that he was a part of.
We don't fucking know anything.
And the dad writes a letter to his kid, and he's like, "Hey, look,
We don't know what's on the
if
letter.
anything happens to me, take this to the press so they can know what happened." So he gives the note to Angelina Jolie, and she reads it to herself.
It was just a nudie drawing, I think, of his dad.
It was like on a Big Lebowski where she covers it in his
it's just a
dick.
big dick. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Crow. This is some heavy stuff. We're drinking some heavy stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah.
6.8, 6.7. Daddy's gonna get silly tonight. But no, dude, it was it's like I said, it started off really interesting. Oh my god, how many Mortal Kombats does it get, Tone?
I'd rather watch this. I'll put it to you like that.
Wow.
Put it to you like that.
I felt that after Taxi Driver with Robert De Niro wasted my time. I felt that way after. Oh, really? Didn't like Taxi Driver?
That's not real.
No.
That's a joke.
She's not the first person I've heard that from either.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've actually heard some people who are a little bit indifferent on Taxi Driver. Taxi Driver is left open for a lot of interpretation. There's a lot of different ways to take it. You talking to me? Talking to me? Speaking of Robert De Niro, I want to circle back really quick and say,
Is he doing all right?
rest in peace to Charles Grodin. He starred with Robert De Niro in Midnight Run. He was also in Beethoven, the dog movie,
Yeah.
Beethoven's First or whatever it
It
is.
was the dog, right?
No, he wasn't the dog.
Oh.
But he was also in So I Married an Axe Murderer. I don't know if you've ever seen that, Mike
yeah.
Myers. He has a cameo where a guy's trying to commandeer a car and he fucks with them. But Charles Grodin passed away, and also Paul Mooney died.
I was gonna say Paul fucking Mooney died.
Paul Mooney died. We lost two very talented, funny people. One stand up, one in a movie, and dude, was it better than Waterworld? Dude, everything's better than Waterworld.
Don't even start with that
Mortal
shit.
Kombat is better than Waterworld.
That's not true at all.
It's absolutely
That's not true at all.
Dude, come
That's
on,
not
dude.
true.
Are you fucking kidding
Take
me?
a drink. You're embarrassing me.
Okay, whatever.
He's like, yeah.
Yeah, this
take a
movie was
drink.
better than Joker for sure. Oh, come on, really?
Listen, I don't know what everybody else is drinking out
Yeah,
there, but
Dungeons is doing
you
coke.
might be smoking something too with that one. Come on now.
I don't want to hear that bullshit.
Yeah, let's get. Can we just get away from this
All right,
movie?
we're moving to the next movie. This movie
get
sucked.
away from this fucking movie.
It could have been a lot better, but it's on HBO Max, so it's not going to cost you anything. If
Go
you have
watch
it's if you have an hour and a half that you don't care about.
Yeah, if you hate your
Oh
life.
my God, Cherry Squishy, we know you think Waterworld's amazing. We'll have you call in 1 week and we can talk about it. When I'm not here.
Waterworld rules.
When I'm not here. When Tone's doing a solo show, then he can call in and talk about fucking. Dude, Goodfellas is so good.
Nobody who's even complaining about that.
No, Anhouse said Goodfellas. I gotta watch it. Goodfellas is fucking amazing.
Ooh, that's nice. That's something bad about
Dungeons,
Goodfellas.
one more, and you're going to timeout for a minute.
Do we have any jokes out there? Everybody got bits today? Looks like
no. Dungeons does, but they suck. All right, moving on to something that doesn't suck and a better movie.
Oh boy.
Ta-da!
Benny loves you.
Benny loves you. Benny loves you. From director, writer, and star Carl Holt. This movie popped up. Can y'all just talk about movies you don't like for a bit?
You're not the first person, Crash, that said that.
Just talk about Waterworld.
We may have to do like a cum dumpster talk about movies at some point. I don't know.
Wow.
Just
Oh, talk about your mom like that. All right, so Benny Loves You is available now on digital. It's directed by and written by and starring Carl Holt, and this is exactly what it looks like.
And what it should be.
And what it should be. It's a comedy horror. It's a low budget from a relative unknown, but it just works. Uh-oh.
Crash. Fuck that joke. Whatever you just did. Don't do that.
I really like
again.
watching Spider-Man 3 and Phantom Menace. Oh, boy.
Do
No, do that again, Crash. Keep it going. Keep it going. Get him going. Get him going. Get him going.
Don't get me going.
Right, yeah. So Benny Loves You is the story of a guy who has really bad luck at the beginning with his birthday, and he's come to terms that, I haven't done anything with my life, and he's getting older, and he's single, and he's caught up in the past. He's got a lot of toys, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, I have a ton of toys around this house, a lot of shit. But, of course, this is a comedy horror, and this is in the vein of there's Child's Play and Poltergeist and Gremlins. There's even Terminator. There's a whole lot of nods. This guy drew a lot of inspiration from a lot of classics.
Oh, yeah.
And this, dude, it's as absurd as it looks and it sounds. His little teddy bear comes alive. Well, I mean, I don't even know how that's a teddy bear. You ever notice that they call it a teddy bear? I'm like, that's not a fucking bear. That's like, it looks like a.
I don't know if our folks across the pond don't know what teddy bears look like, but they don't have droopy ears like Snoopy.
Oh, Blanco, that's 100% accurate. It's Ted meets Chucky.
Jesus.
Yep, Ted meets Chucky.
He just comes out of nowhere with something like that.
Yeah, right. He's usually a very disturbed individual, but then he throws out logic.
Do they call that like an idiot savant?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. It's an idiot savant. Yeah, absolutely. But no, look. First of all, this show it's a comedy horror first and foremost. Okay, so you're not looking for the story, even though there's a story in there. There's a story there.
There's a moral. There's actually a moral in there.
There's a moral to it, and it's interesting.
You gotta pick apart.
But this, you're here to see a doll kill people, and you get a lot of it. And dude, that's the first thing we want to talk about. This movie is gory as fuck.
Gory as fuck.
Delivers on the gore.
We love it.
A lot of deaths, disembowelments, beheadings,
insane. There's even something that we were surprised that happened right at the beginning.
Yeah, there's nobody safe.
Yeah, nobody's
safe in this movie. Okay, there's no age limit to deaths.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of like, I didn't see that coming. The opening is pretty intense. Now, look, this isn't a movie that's going to win Oscars for its writing or its acting. Okay, there's certain things in this movie that it's for a niche audience. And, the thing that I found most impressive about is that despite this is a low-budget flick, the special effects actually look pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. I mean, when Benny's bouncing around and he has a couple of 1v1s against other toys, you're actually like, you know what? This doesn't look bad.
I have seen CG that was like laughably funny.
We'll talk about that later.
God damn it. However, this I mean, I was really surprised. Like, you can tell like clearly that it's like some CG or like at first I thought maybe it was like
stop-go animation.
That's what I thought. I don't know.
But I mean, some of it's very smooth if that's the case.
Very surprised.
Yeah. Very surprised. Like it's really good. It's a good looking movie for the most part. There's some elements that are a little bit low budget for the most part, though, especially when it comes to like Benny and other toys that are moving around. It actually looks pretty good. But here's the thing: as a horror comedy, it's successful in a lot of ways. There are some legitimate laughs, like some really funny shit. Whether it's the conversations that some of the characters have, or the goofy shit that Benny's doing, there are some legitimate laughs. Where I was like laughing all out. Like, this is actually really, really funny.
Yeah.
But then there's also a lot of gags that kind of fall flat. And we talked about this before the show. This might be kind of a cultural thing. Maybe it's a little bit different across the pond because this is it's a British comedy. No, it's shot over there, so it's maybe there's different types of humor, but there's a lot of stuff. There's quite a few scenes like in pockets where it'll be like miss joke after miss joke, after miss joke, and when that happens, when you have multiple scenes like that in a row, that's where a movie like this can really start to overstay its welcome a little bit, and you're kind of like, oh shit, is this starting to lose steam? Is this starting to lose steam? Thankfully, it does just enough to recover, where there are some more funnier scenes and like really entertaining kills and stuff like that to kind of keep, like, okay, I'm back into it. I'm back into this. I'm committed to it. But there are some lulls, and I don't know if it's just the translation of the jokes don't hit with us like it does over there. Because you talked about before the show, there's jokes that land in some of the shows that you used to like that didn't land here, but that's hilarious over there just by the people that you talk to. So it's really an interesting movie. Now, I wouldn't say go out and buy this movie unless you're a fan of this niche genre. It's very niche. It's if you're into horror comedies. No, this isn't Killer Sofa bad. Like, we watched Killer Sofa. We talked about that. Like, I think that was last year. We watched Killer Sofa, and it took itself way too seriously. This movie is self-aware. It knows it's an absurd premise, and it's, like I said, there are enough laugh-out-loud moments and enough gore to appease both types of crowds. But I want to get your thoughts, man. I mean, did you dig this?
I absolutely enjoyed every minute of it. I agree that there's some, even for me, there was some stuff that fell flat. I think I have just a little bit more experience with some British humor than you to some degree. I'm going to throw that out there. But I really enjoyed it. Like, I like this absurd shit. Listen, and we always say this, and this is just going to be a fact with no matter what it is. Even just throw in Saw there for a moment. I like gore.
Oh, yeah,
I don't care if it looks super hyper real or if it's even hinted at. Like, I want fucking gore. Like, and this is like when he says disembowels, that's scratching the surface.
Yeah, there's people lose a lot of parts of their bodies.
This is probably one of the most violent, goriest films I've seen in a while. Like, Mortal Kombat didn't even do this.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's to the point where a lot of the time you're like, okay, yeah,
it's being absurd for a reason.
Yeah, it's absurd for a reason, but it works because Benny is just so fucking
cute. Entertaining. Yeah, it's entertaining. Like, you learn why he is or what, all that stuff. There's some questions we don't have answered.
There's a lot. There's a lot of questions. Degree,
but you're so but that shit doesn't matter. Like, it's not like with
it's not a thinking movie.
It's not like with the HBO movie we waste our time with, where it's like we don't get background story that would have built the story better.
You actually get a little bit of background in this.
You do, and you actually do,
but not of the stuff that you want to know, like the origins of the dolls. And it's not because it's not necessarily
like you would want, like Chucky. You figure out why Chucky is able to do what Chucky does, but this one isn't.
I feel like every time, I feel like the Leonardo DiCaprio Jeff, where he's like, like I'm looking at Crash. Ready or Not is fucking awesome. Yes, I have seen Ready or Not. And if you guys and girls get a chance, watch Ready or Not. That movie is fucking awesome. Dude, you got to check it out. It's actually really, really fucking good.
Is that
It's about this girl that she's getting married into this family, and they have this tradition where the bride has to try to hide throughout the house, and then everyone tries to kill the bride. But it is a horror comedy. It is really, really fucking good. It is really good. So if people know in the chat, they've seen it. Ready or Not is fucking awesome. Okay, so rank this: Puppet Master, Chucky, and Benny.
I think the problem with that is that that's.
See, and I'm gonna let you finish, but Ant House actually mentioned, he goes, if you like Child's Play, would you like this? Not a fair comparison.
Right, that's what I was gonna say. Like, they're kind of almost different in that sense.
This is more funny. This is more
like later like Leprechauns and like
boom, there you go.
Even like some of like the Rumpelstiltskin one and things like that. Like, this is more of that later Leprechaun that almost like a Killer Clowns from Outer Space kind of thing. Like, it's a little bit more, it's all tongue in cheek. It's all, or Shaun of the Dead, you even mentioned, kind of, to a degree.
This is very much like, this is more like Shaun of the Dead than it is like, something like Child's Play. But if I had to rank those, I guess it would just depend on how I'm looking. If I'm going horror comedy, I'm probably going to go Benny Loves You, Child's Play, Puppet Master. If I'm going by strictly horror, I'm gonna go Puppet Master. I
I'm
thought
gonna
Puppet
say
Master
Puppet-
scared me more than Child's
I
Play.
fucking
Puppet Master was fucking sweet,
love
dude. Because that
Puppet
was
Master.
true stop go animation done to a T. They were
Dude.
brilliant movies. So I would go Puppet Master, Child's Play, I Love Benny, but it just
Yeah.
depends on how you're approaching it. You know, I Love Benny is more of a horror comedy in the vein of
Right.
like we talked about Shaun of the Dead.
I think at the very least, like, listen, I enjoyed the movie. I loved the gore. I liked the comedy. It was fun. It wasn't taking itself seriously.
At
It
all.
recognized itself. Even some of the cliche cop bits were kind of funny. Like that was
Some of it-
entertaining.
See, I felt like sometimes they were funny, and that's why I felt like a lot of the jokes
That's
fell
where some of the
flat
stuff
with
I
them.
felt where
Yeah.
it was, you're absolutely right. And the stuff with his boss was really entertaining. I thought that shit was fucking
Yeah, his
hilarious.
boss. Yeah.
The shit with all his boss and stuff like that, and just like the random stuff that was going on. Even the ridiculousness was even really funny. But I honestly like, you know, I know you say like you shouldn't watch this unless it's kind of like you're into that niche.
Mhm.
I honestly feel like it's just different and goofy enough to where really anybody should be able to at least watch it. And maybe it's not your thing, and maybe you're coming out of your comfort zone. Maybe this is a gateway into that.
Mhm.
I think this would be a good one for that, because if you're just into absurdity
Oh,
and
yeah.
like, you know, like a fucking puppet going around killing shit for no fucking
And like
reason.
I said, a lot of it is over the top, but there are some parts where you're just like, I was like, oh shit, like, dude, somebody gets their Achilles cut. I don't care how
oh,
fucking.
that makes me fucking
every
cringe.
time I see somebody's Achilles get
Oh,
cut,
yeah.
I'm just like, "Whoa!"
yeah, that
I can't
I don't know
do
what
that
it is
shit.
with that one.
The
about me
original,
too.
the one in the original Pet Cemetery,
Oh, fucking
where old boys walk
oh.
up the steps and gets his fucking Achilles cut.
Not-
I was like,
not-
oh
no.
my god, I'm gonna
that's
die.
funny you bring that up specifically, because that is definitely one that I'm not cringeworthy, but that one
Ugh.
always makes me go a little bit. So
So Benny is like how Destiny 2 is in the video game world. It's so bad and funny, and only a small group actually enjoy it. Small
Oh
group, but it's
my
always like one of the top
God.
games when it
I
comes
don't
to
know.
Steam and playing
He
online.
likes pushing your buttons.
Good try, Cuddles. No. Fuck all y'all, man. Speaking of which, shameless plug. Saturday, 1 p.m. on my Twitch channel, Piccolo 930,
Nick?
E. Springsdorf, and 3 other people. We're going to be running the world's the raid. Vault of Glass drops on Saturday, 1 p.m. We'll be going live with that. Can't wait to stream that. Really excited for that.
Wow. So if you want to take about 5 hours of your Saturday for some rage, this is definitely
I'm
the
gonna
place to
get
be.
pissed. Vault of
'Cause
Glass
you're
was
gonna
no
enjoy
joke.
it.
Vault of Glass was tough.
Yeah, you're not there to watch the Destiny. You're there to watch this guy over here fucking freak out.
I'll probably drink too.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good
Probably
time.
gonna drink.
Should be there.
Poor Herman Munster. Yep, Herman Munster's the guy who gets his Achilles cut in Pet Cemetery.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep,
yeah,
Herman
yeah.
Munster.
R.I.P.
But overall, Benny loves you. It's entertaining for the audience it's aimed for. If you can understand that this is a horror comedy in the vein of like Shaun of the Dead,
like ridiculous.
like really over the top, stupid fun. It's
Watch it.
ridiculous. It's an
Just
hour and a
watch it.
half. If you can appreciate that kind of stuff, you'll dig it. If you're looking for something more scary or more horror,
Serious.
stay away from it. Stay away from it. You won't like it. It's for a niche audience. All right, moving on. Trailer time.
Also, don't forget, if you have not yet,
Oh shit! Yeah. where's it
exclamation
at?
mark, enter for that giveaway for what is it? An eShop maybe, Xbox, PlayStation, and a pair of my socks from after the show.
You don't want these socks, you guys.
Yes, you do.
16 minutes, 45 seconds, exclamation point, enter, get in there for a
Get
chance
in
to win.
there if you have not.
Code
Let-
for you.
Let us give you something.
Get in there, damn it. We want one of y'all to win. Dude, have you ever watched Sleepaway Camp? Wasn't that a
It sounds
game?
familiar.
Wasn't Sleepaway Camp a game?
I
I
don't know.
thought they made a game called Sleepaway Camp.
Makes me uncomfortable. You ask
Slasher
that.
Camp. I don't know. I've not seen Sleepaway Camp. Old School? I have not seen that.
Like the movie.
I might have to check it out.
Isn't Old School? Are you talking about Old School, the movie?
Oh, he's not talking about Old School, the fucking movie.
Isn't that a
with
movie?
Will Ferrell? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Old School is fucking sweet, but
It
it's
is
not
fucking sweet.
Sleepaway Camp.
My
I've
boy Blue.
never heard of it. Never heard of it. I'll have to look it up, Crash. I will look it up. Anyways, trailer reaction time. We got a trailer for a movie I didn't think was screaming for a movie. I didn't know they were actually getting back into this because the last one sucked because Bruce Willis was in both of them. I was like, these movies are terrible. Didn't like any of the G.I. Joe movies. But for whatever reason, we are getting a Snake Eyes movie. Origin story for Snake Eyes.
Which has been kind of in the plans for a long time.
Has it really?
I just think it has been, and I think everybody forgot about it. Yeah, there's a little bit we can
Well, I
kind of.
think everybody
There's some
forgot
stuff
about
to talk. Exactly. Hasbro trying to make a buck.
Fucking everybody. All right, let's check out this trailer and see what it's all about. I do like the action.
Look,
I like this shit.
who's gonna say no to ninjas? I went and saw Ninja Assassin in the theater and literally love it.
Every warrior as the beginning.
I'm on a new level.
For 600
I wonder if
years,
the song is gonna be a
our
hit.
ninja have brought peace
Probably.
to the world.
I'm on a new level.
I'll find a
I
way to tag
need
it.
warriors like you. Join us.
What do I have to do? The journey from here
That's the dude from Spartacus.
is yours to decide. But that is just the beginning.
I'm on a new level. I'm on a new level.
G.I. Joe Origins. July 23rd. Heyo.
So,
I'm going to let you handle this one, dude. Oh, hold on. Miss Cannon says, oh, on a side note, you guys see that they released today the Tony Stark size gauntlet, available September, $240. Low key want one. You can actually use it. You can use it?
I don't know if that's a first release for you all down there in the land down under, or if it's because we've had both gauntlets for sale here in North America for a while. Unless it's more of like a hot toy replica or something like that, then that's pretty actually, yeah, because they're only $100 for those over here. They must be more expensive then. So yeah, maybe that is. Did not see that.
There's the massive one.
Oh, that's pretty fucking rad. No, did not see that.
Hey, Miss Alderman Cannon, if you could, I'll let you take all the bits back that you gave us, and you can go buy me one. That'd be sweet. Just think about it.
And
Think about it. Tone, like I said, I only watched a little bit of the other G.I. Joe movies that came out. I watched the show as a kid, but it wasn't as impactful as like some of the other cartoons that I watched.
Same here.
But I'm kind of curious. No, she says, come on! Anyways, your thoughts on the Snake Eyes trailer?
I thought it looks great. It's a little weird we're not seeing the mask yet, but I think that's because they're building to that point.
Well, didn't they show a mask in there?
They did show. I mean, they showed the mask, but like him wearing it.
Him
Like
wearing
mid
it.
Snake
Okay,
Eyes.
okay. Gotcha,
Like
gotcha,
it's
gotcha.
kind of one of those things where like I'm concerned like you're not going to see him don the outfit till the end, which is okay.
Well, it's his
I guess.
origin story, man. You
I
can't
know,
have,
I
you can't
know,
have
I know.
show Iron Man didn't show up wearing his Iron Man suit at the beginning.
It's also a little weird because like I don't think that necessarily like a lot of like his origins was so, and of course it's kind of a reboot and kind of like modernized. Like he was so out and about like in like modern era, I guess.
Right.
But see, I didn't think it was necessarily weak. I can see that argument actually.
Mhm.
I enjoyed it because the fight scenes look sweet and a lot going on. I don't know. Again, I'll stop with this. This part at the very least. I thought the movie looks really interesting. Like I'm intrigued. Like I'm gonna want to watch this.
Mhm.
Am I gonna pay money like movie to go?
No, you'll pirate it like a piece of shit.
I wouldn't do that. I'm not gonna pay money to see this. I'll tell you that. Like I'm not gonna go day one. I gotta go check this fucking movie out. I'll wait till it's out or whatever. But the question I really have here is this? And I haven't looked and I don't know. And if anybody does, please chime in. Is this like a new like a reboot of the one they were building like a decade ago? Is this a complete restart for them? Like,
Dude, this has to be a restart.
well, I mean, I don't
Has
know.
to be.
Because they've always planned on this to. I think
Were the ones from a decade ago? Were they even that popular? Were they? I don't think they were. These
they
were
made
box
fucking
office.
2 of them.
I mean, they made fucking 7 police academies, and like they were just progressively worse after the
That's
second
a
one.
terrible analogy because Police Academy rules.
Dude,
Well, not the
look,
later ones,
Dude,
you're right,
No,
okay.
we're talking like maybe 3. Citizens on Patrol was a stretch. Miami Beach was terrible.
Yeah, we've done that.
City Under Siege was garbage, and Mission to Moscow was trash.
So listen, so the first GI Joe, I don't have a huge tie to GI Joe like some people. Like Rohit Raju, huge GI Joe fan. I'm not like that. Like I didn't watch a lot of the cartoon. I played with some of the toys. I had some of the GI Joes. I was more of a Destro guy. I like Destro. I like Serpentor. I liked a lot of the bad guys in the. Go figure, of course. I like the bad guys in something, but with GI Joe
guys are awesome,
specifically, I
man.
was way into the bad guys. But it was a blip on the radar for my game for my toys as a kid because I was way more into Transformers. I was way more into fucking He-Man, and like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Those are my big three as kids.
That's where I'm at with those two.
Those are my big 3 as kids. So GI Joe was kind of hit or miss, but I was very aware of all the characters. I did enjoy some of the stuff, and actually, unlike Rohit Raju and some people, I didn't mind the GI Joe movie. It's not good or great, I guess, but it definitely is what we've seen with like the Transformers movie. Like they're popcorn movies, and they did make money, and that's why they keep putting them out.
I
Like,
actually like the first Transformers.
the first Transformers movie was was all right,
I thought it was
maybe good at
entertaining. I
best.
thought it was
yeah,
entertaining.
there's
After that, it was like I
if-
don't know what the fuck was going on.
if
next
I
time.
could pick that apart and make it look like Mortal Kombat if I needed to, but
Oh my
it-
god, you need to.
I totally could. The first Transformers, you serious? Oh, that's
Electric
easy.
Panther, sit tight.
I could do that sleeping.
Sit tight.
I could do that.
Hang on,
sleeping.
Panther,
What
I
is
got
tone-
you.
What am I telling?
He says, speaking of He-Man, have y'all touched on the new series from Kevin Smith?
Oh, you just
Sit tight, baby.
sit tight, baby.
Sit tight.
What is Miss? Are you yelling at me about something?
She's
now?
yelling at you, man. She's pissed
What
at you,
the
bro.
hell was about?
She's saying, who's G.I. Joe? Snake Eyes is, I don't know. I think she just hates you because she hates you, which I can't blame her. She just knows you're a piece of shit.
No, Crash, stop. He wants me to start hating on Transformers. Listen,
Well, you know what? Hold on. We're not in a
No.
rush.
you're in a rush.
Give me, right now, top 3 things you have an issue with that Transformers movie.
Optimus was a dum-dum. Bumblebee was and that's not his fault. There was a license issue with the Volkswagen. That's why they pulled out of the movie. So instead of that part of it, the fact that he didn't talk, and the third one was Megatron was lame. Like, why would Megatron be lame? He wasn't in the movie most of the time. It was stupid. And then 4,
oh, jeez.
the glasses, and 5, which could be number 1, should be Shia LaBeouf. Like, I mean, sorry.
You
Like,
don't
what?
like Shia LaBeouf?
Sorry,
Really?
I don't.
Oh, man.
I respect him later on for some of the things he does. Not as Mud, by the way.
Do it!
Stop it.
Just do it!
I think his insanity is something he needs to lean on, and he has. And
I think he has a
I
lot,
think that's
actually.
good for him. I think that's good.
Did
for
you
him.
see the table read of Fast Times at
Absolutely.
Ridgemont High? He was
Abso-fucking-lutely.
fucking
It
incredible.
was spot on.
He was fucking incredible.
yeah.
He was Spicoli. He was incredible.
He was incredible. So I went and saw that. Was it 2005 when that came out? Transformers, I want to say. I enjoyed it for what it was worth because listen, we were live action. And by the way, number 6 would be fucking Optimus being a long nosed fucking semi truck. Jesus, fuck, does that piss me off? I like semi trucks a lot, but come on, there's a reason why he was a short nose because in Japan most of their semi trucks don't have that long box front of them. Most of their semi trucks are, like Mitsubishi.
What the fuck are you talking about? He's a truck. He's a semi.
The original OG series, he was a short snouted.
You just sound
Semi-truck.
like a whiny bitch.
Shut the fuck! I'm gonna hit you with this fucking microphone, yo. Listen, you don't fuck with Optimus Prime. Of all the good guys in the world that I like, there's only a few that I have a lot of like pseudo respect
Like
for,
me
and like
and Optimus.
no,
Oh, wow.
but Hulk Hogan and OG Hulk Hogan and Optimus Prime are in that like echelon for me. Like as a kid, as like this icon and beacon of like justice, truth, and freedom for all sentient beings.
Cuddles wants to get your thoughts on the 1986 Olympics.
I might be able to pull something out of that.
No.
Was that Mark
Stop.
Spitz doing the? No, maybe that was later.
Stop. No more. You're
Anyways,
out of control.
why are we talking about? Why are you getting heated about the Transformers right now? I don't want to be.
Because that's what people want to see, man.
Yeah, whatever.
They want to see me just light the fuse and you just do
Yeah.
your thing.
Listen, fuck Michael Bay 90% of the time, except for The Rock,
Agreed.
because The Rock is cool.
Did he do? He didn't do Con Air too, did he?
I think so.
No, he
Did he?
didn't. He didn't direct that one.
No.
think he produced
Listen,
it.
Transformers. There's a lot of good into it. For the most part, it's not. And then you get to the second one. Oh my god, the fucking. I haven't seen the third or the fourth or those.
Don't,
because
because once Mark Wahlberg shows up, you know your franchise is dead.
dude, fucking the second one, like at like the fucking like the Constructicon. I think Devastator with having fucking the nuts and then making jokes about it, and also being like super like racial stereotypes. Like, are you fucking
Yeah,
kidding me?
yeah.
That's tired shit. Even fucking Jazz was like, "What's up, little bitches?" Like, what the fuck is that? Like, all of it, like all the dialogue, Soundwave. Just
Ghostbusters. Is that November? Or does that push to 2022? I know it got pushed back. I want to say it was the fall, or it might be early 2022 now for Ghostbusters.
no.
Cherry Squishy, Con Air is wholly underrated. Con Air is one of Nick Cage's best movies. Plus, it has an amazing cast. When you have John Malkovich as the bad guy, you're winning. You're winning with John Malkovich.
In his hands.
But yeah, dude, Con Air was fucking incredible. All right.
Yeah, if you hate Connor. Yeah. So, anyways, no. Last thing, real quick.
Uh-oh.
I want to know if this is in actually the GI Joe, like what they were building. If this is,
I
actually,
hope it's not, because those
that's all I
suck.
they're not great, but it would make them solidify more if they, just kind of come back. The problem is that Hasbro is always trying to do this shit, and
Mhm.
it's not always going to come out as great money Or
Oh, Crash has a question. He highlighted it. Oh, did he use the points? Did he use the cage coins?
do we even talk about those?
No, but hey, we have a currency. I know Jay Hill's not here. I think he's still busy moving into his house. But we have currency, you guys. We have cage coins.
Cage coins.
So if you want to highlight your question, spend some cage coins.
Cage coins.
Cage coins are available now, and we will add more features when I can fucking think of them. But Crash says, this is important to me. I'm highlighting and reposting it. Why doesn't anybody talk about the fact that Megan Fox's character in Transformers is named Michaela Baines? Her name is literally the female version of Michael Bay, because Michael Bay is an arrogant pompous ass. And he's like, you know what? I'm gonna put my name there in female form because I'm fucking cool.
Her character's a waste too.
But did you know that her and Bruce Willis are making a movie?
Don't care. But she at least she was far from the worst part about that movie. I get it because it was very Michael Bay of him to have her in there as like some form of like eye candy or whatever that bullshit whatever. But
I'm gonna come back to Electric Panther. I'm gonna put you in timeout for a minute. Con Air and Gone in 60 Seconds, only acceptable Nick Cage movies. Wrong.
Apparently you have not
Electric
checked out
Panther.
his
I
recent...
love you.
Yeah, man.
I love you, but you're fucking wrong.
You're in the cage zone
You're
right now.
Way wrong, bro.
You're
way wrong.
cage zone,
What,
bro.
Raising Arizona, Mandy, Colorado Space, Willy's Wonderland,
Leaving
Con
Las
Air,
Vegas.
Leaving Las Vegas.
I actually like Lords of War.
Lords of War.
I thought that was a good movie.
Face Off. I mean,
Wicker Man?
come on, dude. There's the one where I can understand why we did it. But Electric Panther, I love you, but you're wrong.
The Rock.
Oh, he's in Kick-Ass. Yeah, he's like the Batman character in Kick-Ass.
Yeah. The Rock.
The Rock. I mean,
Welcome to the Rock.
come on, Electric. Before you speak silly, think.
You're in the
That's all I
cage
ask.
zone,
That's all I
bro.
ask. Now, if you wanna slander fucking Waterworld, go for it. You can do that. But you come on this show where this is the Nick Cage
Dryland
house.
is not a myth.
This is the House of Cage.
Dryland is not a myth.
And if you come in here and speak that nonsense,
Dryland is
we'll
real.
call you out live right here.
Not a myth.
And there's no way you can refute the movies I just said. Because if you do, you're lying. Or you haven't seen them. Saying adaptation. Cuddles pays. Fuck Cage and his coins. Cuddles! Come on!
Cage coins.
All right. Moving on. Cage is awesome. Electric Panther, you've learned your lesson.
Check our time. If you have not, exclamation mark, enter. We are getting close.
Yeah,
maybe.
get in there. Exclamation point, enter. You
might be
have
close.
2 minutes and 46
2
seconds.
minutes and 37 seconds.
40 seconds. God, don't lie to the people.
Moved.
Exclamation point, enter. Seriously, you'll have your choice of either a PSN code, an Xbox code, or an eShop code for $20.
And my socks.
Exclamation point, enter, and a pair of crusty socks that have been stuck in Tone's cushions for over a year. So not only are they crusty, they have a lovely scent.
Don't blacklight them.
That's nasty. My bad. You're right. I forgot some of those. Yes, you did. And I'm glad you realize you see the error of your ways. I'm sure you're downloading all those movies right now. But in all jokes aside, I don't know if you've ever seen Mandy, but if you get a chance, that was like one of his movies that kind of like got me back into Nick Cage. I was like, when I saw Mandy,
Mom and
I
Dad.
was like, oh, Mom and Dad. There's another one. Like, look, he's got some shit movies in there. Don't get me wrong. In the last 10 years, he's made some garbage movies that don't land. But he's got some fucking classics that have defined his career, and I still think it's some of the best work he's ever done. You look at Mandy, Colorado Space, fucking awesome stuff. Exclamation point, enter, get in there. Pikachu. And Pikachu's your Pikachu! Hey, girl! I love Pikachu. I'm trying to hook her up with my wife. All right, let's go take a look at the giveaway. Hang on now. Giveaway. We have a winner in 1 minute and 20 seconds. Pop quiz, hot shots. Right now, everybody, if you're watching, your favorite Nick Cage movie, now. I want to see the names of them. Only one. If you had to pick one Nick Cage movie that you love, type it in. Let's see what they are. For the next minute and 20, let's see what we come up
Yeah,
with.
of course, we left out Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Ghost Rider was trash. bro.
Trash.
Come on, let's see it. Favorite Nick Cage movie right now. You have one to choose. Face Off. Face Off. Man, we got a lot of Face Offs coming in already. I like it.
That used to be my favorite.
Face Off is dope. That vampire one that I always forgot the name. Oh, the one with
James Woods, John Carpenter's Hunters, or
no, it's not the Weatherman. Oh, Weatherman. I forgot about that one. Gone in 60 Seconds. The vampire one's gonna piss me off, dude. It's got
Let's go.
Oh fuck, dude! Figure out what that is, Blanco. I'm curious what that is. I know. I know which one it is. He's built like a brick shithouse in that movie. You got another face off.
What about him
Jiu-jitsu.
almost-
Get out of here, Carlos.
What about him almost playing Superman?
The Sorcerer's Apprentice?
That's a
Okay,
pretty interesting
that's
tale.
hilarious. Miss Ultimate Can's a joke. Weatherman is amazing. Willy's Wonderland is fucking awesome, and he doesn't have one spoken line. Not one spoken line in that movie. It's incredible.
There it is.
Did we go? Oh, Megasaurus Rex.
Oh, look at that!
Megasaurus Rex is
She tells
a
us
winner.
to drink a beer. We drink a beer. She wins a gift.
There you go.
Is she there? Is she there?
Megasaurus
Are you
Rex!
there over?
Exclamation point claim if
Make
you're
sure you
there!
claim
Exclamation point claim quickly!
That's
Please
exclamation
do
point
that!
claim. Make sure you
Exclamation
claim it.
point
Over.
claim! Get in there, girl. Let's go. Uh-oh.
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 What?
Uh-oh.
What?
We see Con Air is really
Mika,
underrated.
run
Man,
downstairs. Get her.
Go get her. Let her know right now. Exclamation
know.
point enter. It's going to pick a new person if she doesn't do it within a minute. Well, she better exclamation point claim. Cuddles is doing it for her. Come on, Megasaurus. I really can't stop it. You have 16 seconds to claim, or it's going to pick a new winner. There you go. Hey-o! Woo! Congratulations. Megasaurus Rex is our winner, and we will touch base with you after the show to hook you up with your code of choice.
Wow.
All right. Now, for Electric Panthers
Right?
inquiry, let's talk about something that was announced that got us fucking stoked, brother. Masters of the Universe Revelation dropping on Netflix July 23rd. Executive produced by none other than Kevin Smith,
And the myth, the legend.
the man, the myth, the legend. As you can see by this artwork, by the same people that created Castlevania, the same art style. It's fucking dope. But you guys, yes, Kevin Smith is involved. Yes, it's He-Man, Masters of the Universe. That's fucking sweet. But let's talk about this voice cast. Before we get into the names, Tone, have you ever seen a voice cast talented as this in a show?
I don't think that I have, actually.
What do you guys, I mean, I'm sure most of you have heard it, but we're going to go right down this list of the who's who of voice acting. Chris Wood will be playing He-Man. Diedrich Bader will be playing Trapjaw. Diedrich Bader is obviously a very funny guy. He was on the Drew Carey Show. He was in Office Space. He's hilarious. Kevin Conroy.
None other than the animated version of Batman and in Arkham video games.
Will be Merman. Kevin Conroy. Liam Cunningham. Sir Davos from Game
Onion
of Thrones.
Knight, yeah.
Will be
Perfect.
playing Man-at-Arms.
Perfect casting. Another one of those perfect castings. A lot of perfect.
Susan Eisenberg will be Sorceress. Sarah Michelle Gellar
Dude,
is playing Tila.
a lot of love for Buffy, let me tell you.
Sarah Michelle Gellar. Now, here's the one that I know we're stoked about as Skeletor.
The next two, actually.
Now keep in mind, these are big shoes to fill, because if there was one thing I loved about Masters of the Universe, the movie with Dolph Lundgren, was Frank Langella's turn as Skeletor. Frank Langella was incredible as Skeletor. But if you got Kevin Conroy in this movie voicing, you gotta have Mark Hamill as fucking Skeletor. Mark Hamill, who was almost on the verge of being done with voice acting. Do you know that?
Yeah.
He was on the verge of giving up retiring from voice acting. And Kevin Smith and company went to him and said, "Hey, look, bro, we want you to play Skeletor." And I'm sure they were like, "Here's a lot of money, too."
Right. And this has got to be something where he knows it's going to be very impactful, too.
We're not done.
Plus, he's buddies with Kevin.
We're not done with this list. Lena Headey, Cersei, Queen Cersei,
One of the best castings for this as well, too.
plays Evil Lynn.
Perfect.
Justin Long will play Roboto.
That's actually a really good casting, too.
Phil Lamar playing Hero. Jason Mewes
And Stinkor of all.
playing
You
Stinkor.
think it's Skunkweed, him playing Stinkor as Skunkor? That's,
Henry Rollins is Triclops.
I love Henry.
Love Henry Rollins. Stephen Root from Office Space.
Oh, God, yeah.
One of the
Yes.
best character actors in Hollywood, playing Cringer. Alicia Silverstone,
She's alive?
Queen Marlena. And this one I love, dude. Candyman himself,
Candyman himself.
Tony Todd playing Scareglow. If I honestly, you guys, I can't think of a time we had a voice cast this talented working on the same project.
That's not even the full cast. That's just the
Those are like
three-quarters chunk.
that's all we can fit on this list right now.
Right.
There's more, but this is a dope fucking voice acting crew. This is incredible. Yes, Tony Todd. That Tony Todd. Candyman. I think he was the Grim Reaper in all the Final Destination movies. He was always the guy that talked to all the kids. Are you dying? Tony Todd. Let's go. I mean, this is Panic Games says Invincible had a crazy voice cast, but this is and don't get me wrong, Invincible is incredible. Great voice cast. But this is nuts.
This is productivity. This is triple that cast, maybe quadruple with huge names.
Big names. Big names. And then music composed by the one and only Bear McCreary. And you would know him from
King of the Monsters.
Galactica was
Battlestar
Battlestar Galactica.
2005. Also awesome.
Music by Ann House Beats. It should be Ann House Beats. They settled.
Beats.
They settled for Bear McCreary.
Yeah.
They couldn't get Ann House. They got Bear McCreary.
Gotta stop working so much, man.
Look, Bear McCreary is fucking amazing.
Mhm.
And if you guys hop on Facebook, look for Kevin Smith.
Metalocalypse? No.
What's that?
No, never mind.
Check out Kevin Smith on Facebook. He actually has the opening theme of Bear McCreary's score for the show, and it is fucking choice.
It's the when he pulls out
the sword. There's a
apart.
sword. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
fucking awesome.
It's pretty epic.
Kevin Smith is hyped. The cast is incredible. The animation's going to be beautiful. And this drops on July 23rd, one day after my birthday. Thanks, Kevin. I know that's why I did this. Dude, I don't have anything else to say other than I can't fucking wait. We haven't seen a trailer yet, and then when we do get a trailer, you better believe we'll look at it. We'll talk about it.
Absolutely.
We'll jerk off to it. It's going to be a good time. But Tone,
I
mean, really, dude.
This is, and I think I touched on it briefly earlier about like when I said like the things that impacted me that I was into as a kid, as far as like toys and things. He-Man was one of the. If I have a big three, He-Man is in one of the three, and I would even debate like he's at least number two, and I'd probably say number two. But it's really close. It's so bad that when they did a reboot of He-Man in the early 2000s. And I actually was really into that reboot. I had just only a couple years earlier kind of gotten back into like, or as an adult, or like 18 years old or whatever, collecting like figures and things like that. I have 3/4 of this line that they did in 2000, and it was more of a modernized look of the characters, similar to this, but a little more modernized. I was way into that cartoon as well too. That was really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
So even now, we're 20 years later again doing this once more. This is so hyped for me. When Kevin started talking about this came out like, was it last fall? I think we even talked about it briefly as a blip on the show like sometime last year. I swear we may have.
If we did, it was a blip because we didn't have the information we have today.
Maybe we didn't, but I do know that for a while, like sometime last year, when this came out, that hey, Kevin Smith's going to be involved in a new version of He-Man or Masters of the Universe coming to Netflix. That, you know, there was some buzz around there like, oh shit, they're doing some new He-Man or whatever. So that's really exciting. So I am so excited for this on multiple levels, starting from the 8-year-old me, the 6 or whatever age during because He-Man came out in like 1983, 84. So I would have been like 5 or so like that. So but I was still into it for a long time. There are pictures that I have on Polaroid of me in my grandma's house down the hallway, and I'm playing with stacks of like Grayskull, Snake Pit, Hordak, and my sister's got the She-Ra castle and all the She-Ra characters, and because they crossed over because it was his cousin, you know, that was huge for like our family because that was the first time like me and my sister as kids could connect with our game playing. So this is big for me. This is how when I met my cousin for the first time as a kid, and if you ever recall meeting your cousin for the first time as a kid, this was how we bonded. He brought over He-Man action figures, and I did too. And we're like, oh, you like He-Man? We like He-Man. 5 years old, let's play He-Man. Sweet.
And then I showed up. I was like, hey, I got strawberry shortcake toys. And you guys were like, get out of here. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that was because it didn't have clothes off.
I
and
actually
they were sticky.
always had a thing for strawberry shortcake when I was
We
a
know.
kid. I thought she was hot, man.
We know.
Your camera is doing an autofocus thing. Is it really? Fuck you, camera. I didn't buy you to autofocus over and over again. Sorry,
Constantly
guys.
do that?
I don't know why it's doing it. I have no idea. I haven't seen it, but I actually saw it before we went live, and I thought I fixed it, but I'm a piece of shit. I didn't fix it. Cuddles says if Jake something wins tomorrow, Tone has to dress like He-Man next week. Agreed, and that'll happen.
Not happen.
That's gonna happen. If he wins, yes, you're gonna dress like fucking He-Man, bro. I already ordered the outfit. Let's see. Cuddle says, or Tricky says, he 100% agrees. No, I'm excited for this. I think it's gonna be awesome.
Very hype.
The animation's gonna be top tier. It's the Castlevania team that's doing the animation. Obviously, Kevin Smith is producing. They have like a quartet of talented writers, an amazing voice cast, music by Barry McCreary. Can't fucking wait. July 23rd. This shit's gonna be hype, dude.
It is. And the last thing to say, I think, about this is why these are getting hype is, retro stuff from our childhood is so big now for us that are, in our mid-30s to our 40s or mid-40s or whatever, because the 80s were so big with the way they propaganda and pushed toys and how the toy was first, the cartoon came after to sell the toys. And when they do these reboots, and Transformers goes through these changes constantly, and some are really good and some aren't. Some have really great dialogue and serious undertones. Some don't. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on Nickelodeon in the like 2011, that era, 2015, whatever, was really good because it wasn't campy dialogue. Even the early 2000s that kind of rebooted the He-Man franchise had better dialogue. I got a feeling that this is going to be, while yes, it's going to be a cartoon, you can watch with your kids. We're not going to have the campy one-liners and quips like you did on those cartoons back in the day, because it's going to have more serious undertones and things that adults are going to be able to enjoy because they know that they're going to be able to pull you in, because they also know not only your kids are going to want the toys, guys like me are going to go, well, I'm going to have that figure too.
Well, of course you are.
So there's a lot going on here, and it's a lot, and it's exciting to be able to say, who knows when the world's going to end, so I might as well just enjoy some He-Man again.
I want a reboot of SWAT Cats. That was my shit.
No one says that.
It's an Ant-House thing, man.
What about the Police Academy cartoon? You love that.
No,
those
I don't
toys.
like that one either. Al Blanco says, when are you guys going to have another food box? Fucking soon.
Soon as 989.
Yeah. Talk to Freezy. Once 989 Cafe opens, we'll have a fucking food box. I'm going to have a bunch of food
nothing
here.
better than what you like to do is watch voluptuous dudes drink and eat.
Yeah, like piglets. How you doing?
I think it's time.
Of course it's time. All right, we're going to take a quick break. Phone's going to go do his thing. I'm going to take a look at the camera, see what the fuck is going on.
I'm doing
we'll
over
be
there.
back in just a moment. And welcome back. Tone's all done going tinkle. I have no idea if the autofocus thing is fixed. I tried to look at it. It might be something I have to mess around with the settings, so I do apologize if it is acting a little screwy. Appreciate you letting us know he's a 6-piece dog. Appreciate that, man. I'll definitely take a look at it and see if we can fix it. Yo, I'm playing Spider-Man PS4. What skin should I use? Ooh,
Definitely the Scarlet Spider version.
Scarlet Spider version.
Yep,
There you go.
you can't miss it. It's got that sweet sky blue hoodie.
Sweet sky blue hoodie. All right. Our next topic, as you can see, we're talking about Star Wars, The Bad Batch,
Mhm.
Episode 2 and Episode 3. We weren't able to talk about last week because we did a DMP community night, which turned out to be a hell of a lot of fun.
As always.
As always, if you are not a part of the B&B community in Discord, we would love you to be a part of it. Get in there for the next community night. We're going to try to work out the details on that actually after the show, or maybe tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can go hold Tone, see if we can talk about when we can do the next B&B community night, because that shit was fucking fun. Playing Among Us, a lot of fun, as always.
Purple Cannon.
And I got to kill Megara to end the night, so it was really kind of a great night.
It was very sus as per usual. And we hadn't even begun the game yet, and everybody was bickering.
Cuddles, thanks for being here tonight, man. I know you're feeling like death with that second shot. Have a good night, dude.
Appreciate
we'll talk
you.
to you
Feel
tomorrow.
better.
Thanks for hanging out for as long as you could, man. Love you, King Cuddles.
Kisses.
All right, Tone. Star Wars The Bad Batch, Episode 2 and 3. Funny thing is, Episode 2 and 3, yeah, their times together, they're as long as the first episode. We have now gone away from the hour and 7 minutes of the first episode to 30 and 27, respectively. But that does not mean the quality of the show is diminished. It's actually still pretty good, only in smaller bite-sized amounts. But I want to get your
True.
thoughts on episodes 2 and 3.
They're slower burns, I think, to some degree.
Mhm.
And I think that the fact that we got like double-digit episodes this time, almost 20, 17, I think,
Yep.
we're going to have to just understand that there's going to be story building. And Filoni, you know, he's a story builder. And sometimes those slow burns are slow, and you just either you got to bite the bullet on it. I mean, there was even a couple Mando episodes. Some people were just like, nah, it's kind of too slow for me.
I was gonna say these last 2 episodes feel like Mando episodes. They're kind of bouncing around to different places and doing different things. It's got a very Mando like design to it.
Well, and that's why we always said, or at least I always said, that Mando is a live-action cartoon to me.
Valid
That's
point.
how I look
Yep.
at it.
Yep.
So, no, I really like the episodes so far. The second one was interesting because it was one of the characters we thought they might go hang out with, and I can't think of his name, but he was somebody that defected from the Republic during the Clone Wars. And at the time, like, Rex was like all up in arms about it, and you know, you see kind of full circle how especially that character and the entire, you know, kind of his clique has you know, evolved over time just because of the things that have happened, whether it's the chip inhibitor or just over time through war. So you get to see a little bit more of that. You kind of start seeing some more interesting like things out of Omega.
Mm-hmm.
Omega. I mean, I don't know, it's kind of, I feel
It's
like they
Omega,
kinda-
but she says Omega.
yeah, I guess they kind of pronounce it weird, which that character is, there's some wild theories out there. And of course it's Star Wars, so you know, there's plenty of hypothesizing out there that won't fruition to anything, and we'll just like sit there with our fucking fists up our ass again. But no, the last couple were great. The second one was really slow. I thought it was a good, they're both really were a great, the series, let me back that up. The series is good because it's really the truest of any of Star Wars content outside maybe a comic or something, or even not even a video game, that is showing the actual progression from going from a republic to an empire, and the way they are kind of showing that transition and how they're handling that.
Mm-hmm.
As somebody who is usually a big fan of like imperial things, is really cool because it's not something we've really seen a whole lot of, especially in this kind of any media form, really.
Sure.
You're seeing them transition and talking about taking governor roles for local systems. You're seeing the symbols already changing to the circular one with the kind of like that blackness in the middle of it, which everybody always hypothesized was kind of like to show the dark side, and kind of like the heart of it is
Right.
based off the Sith or whatever. And you're seeing like those how like you know, the old school, like for instance Star Wars Galaxies, like there would be times you go to a spaceport in the MMO and a stormtrooper could run up to you and say, hey, we got to do a system check for you, or we got to do a check on you, you know, we're looking for contraband, that sort of things.
Right.
You know, so they're doing those kind of things in this as well too, where like, you know, to get anywhere you have to have proper
You have
ID,
those credits or whatever they
you
are.
have to have all kinds of different things. You see that in Solo a little bit, things like that. So it's really good and cool to see how that kind of is evolving right now.
The
in real
continuity
time.
between everything we've
Right,
seen. Yeah.
how it's even though it's focusing a lot on the Bad Batch, but the series is going to be a lot about growing. It's going to be a lot about in some way kind of like just blind servitude,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and being able to you know, just generally evolve, I think, as people. And kind of that's what the Bad Batch is showing, but you know, it's really neat that it's painted on the backdrop of the Empire really kind of changing into like a tyrannical power. Now, there's also a flip side to that where you could say like, well, they're bringing peace to the galaxy. Sure, it's tyrannical, but they're also keeping order, which is a big piece of that order.
Mm-hmm.
And you're kind of starting to see that as well too. So again, that's really interesting, and I think to a lot of people that's boring, but as a fan like me, like I'm really excited about that to
Mhm.
see that going on in the background.
Because it's more, it's not so much the bombastic side of Star Wars. It's more the politics
And
and
it's,
more.
it is, and it's very it's subtle. It's in your face to enough to where you can kind of recognize it, but it's also subtle enough to where you might not notice it.
Right.
For me though, that's something I'm like, oh, like sometimes I'm not even paying attention to the Bad Batch characters. I'm going, oh, I see what they're doing. Oh, okay, because you'll be paying attention to the background or things that are going on.
Right.
Just kind of looks and makes sense to like the Galactic Civil War era. So that said, so that's kind of most of the second episode, I think, for the most part. You see some kind of growth of the Omega. She's seen dirt for the first time, which is kind of funny because
Reminds me of when Rey shows up in where Maz is, or where she gets off. The
she
ship.
sees all the green. Absolutely,
Like, oh,
and
this
it
is
also
so beautiful.
and it's also kind of funny on the flip side because she's going, "Oh, what's this?" And they're like, "That's sand or dirt."
Yeah,
and then
dirt.
and then Anakin's like, "I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere." Things like that. It's even similar to like when in Waterworld where they make it to dry land and they're all like, "Oh, look at this sand."
Can we just not
It's-
use Waterworld as a fucking analogy ever?
Not a myth. Dry land's not a myth.
God, that movie sucks.
But the third episode was cool too because you know, they kind of crash land and there's some things that go on, and you've kind of been hinted to some of the stuff. And here's where it kind of gets interesting with Omega, and here's where some of the hypothesizing come in. She's we know that she's a clone. She's
Yep.
part of. She's something. She's Omega. You know, we say as Screen Crush said, that's the, you know, of course, obviously too. She's the last in the like the Greek numerical alphabet, or however that works, alphabet. Omega is the last.
Mhm.
So. But there's something unique about her. First thing I always noticed was that she's got blonde hair. Okay, so she's a female version of Django, but is she?
Right.
Is she? Or is she like a mixed version? Because we know that DNA has been deteriorating. We learned that in Clone Wars
Mm-hmm.
as well, and they're talking about it in this one too. Did they figure out a way to somehow splice something? Because here's the thing about her. She is showing Force sensitivity.
Yes, she is.
She's got an intuition,
Yep.
and it was very subtle with Wrecker and things like that as well too. There's some
Especially in the first
intui-
episode when she knew what was going on with Crosshair.
and she just picks up a gun and just fires it when there's no problem. There's intuition there,
Yep.
and the question is, and here's where some of the fun stuff starts happening. Now we know, and I know, like, listen, unfortunately, the sequel trilogy is going to exist. Even Mandalorian has threaded to that.
Mhm.
Dave Filoni has done that. Dave Filoni is going to thread everything and connect little piece by piece. This is going to connect to Mandalorian in some way, in my theory, because already we know that the main doctor in Mandalorian that's trying to get Grogu's blood and do the DNA thing, and we know that's the early stages of trying to clone Palpatine 20 years, or really 30 years probably before that happened. He was a Kaminoan. He was wearing the Kamino
Mhm.
symbol. So you've got Omega, was wearing the headband of the Kamino. She looks kind of like that as well too. She's living on Kamino, but there was a lot of things that Emperor Palpatine did that even Vader and Moff Tarkin and nobody knew. That was secretive. He did a lot of secretive things that was just for him to know.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have the Kaminoans, or are the Kaminoans doing it on their own, playing around with different DNA? And is that different DNA Force sensitive? Because we know that because of midichlorians in the blood, there's that disgusting M word. Is she the first attempt at mixing those kind of cloned bloodlines and like being able to basically make a Jedi of some sort and be Force sensitive?
Crash says no.
Well, the question would be again too: we think this is Palpatine involved, or here's what I find interesting. She's got blonde hair ish, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Her dialect is very familiar to a certain character who kind of
Uh-oh.
has that similar dialect.
Uh-oh.
And there's one Jedi that we know for sure in movies that also managed to hop on Kamino. None other than Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Oh, shit.
So,
Oh, boy.
now is it smoke and mirrors? Are we thinking of this too much? More than likely, because this is how things work with Star Wars and like
You think they're
MCU
maybe
things.
making it that way to get people thinking that, to kind of blindside
It's
them with
very
something
possible because like Emperor Palpatine does not have a like different type of dialogue. Think about all the other clones. Okay, she's a female. Okay, that's fine.
else?
But she's also got blonde hair. If she was a female version of Jango Fett, why does she have blonde hair and why does she have like a different dialect?
Electric, what else you been thinking? Type it up, man. Keep going, Tom.
Yeah, let's go. Let's hear it. So, I mean, that guess is really it. Like, because this would be like a thread to like, you know, there maybe she didn't work out, or maybe she did work out and she ran away, and they're pissed about it because we know at some point somebody's going to chase after him because not because the Bad Batch is left. We know Crossfire is going after him because Crosshair because
Crosshair.
that's just what you know. He just wants to-
Crossfire!
exactly,
Great game.
exactly. But is somebody else bigger going to want Omega back because they know, like the Kaminoans, because they were kind of talking about in the last episode as well too about some of the stuff they can do, and so either they're doing stuff on their own or they were commissioned to do stuff. And I'd be really surprised if they were doing stuff on their own. But then again, you know, if it's their place, they're going to play around with shit as well too. So I'm really curious to feel how that's going to turn out because that would thread into again Mandalorian, where they're still trying to do that. Where they're still trying to bring are they trying to bring the Emperor back then? I'm pretty sure that's what they're trying to do, but you know, use midichlorian blood and infuse it and things like that. You know, but back then it might have worked because the actual Kaminoans were doing it. We don't know what Kamino's like during this kind of era during, you know, the Mandalorian for sure, and who's in charge because the Empire could have took it over. Because clearly, you know, the guy that was wearing a patch was not like one of the race that, you know, like a Kaminoan race. He was just a human guy. So the Empire could do what the Empire does, which is, you know, pretty much take it over. So, what does he say here? So
The Obi-Wan thing, or possibly a clone of Palpatine. Look at the hair.
so the hair. A lot of people say the hair because it looks a lot like Shiv Palpatine's, which is very true. However, he also doesn't have a dialect. He doesn't
right.
have that kind of like, you know, that British style dialect. So, it'd be interesting to see. We don't know, but point is that I think that character we know that character is going to be a bigger piece of the puzzle, and they're trying not to like force it down you, but like just like typical Filoni, it's breadcrumbs. It's breadcrumbs, and it's enough to make you speculate and then get excited and think you found an answer, and then you want to be right, and then it'll end up being something ridiculous as well too. But keep in mind though, like Shiv Palpatine's son was technically a clone as well too, and that Rey was basically a daughter of a clone. What is it? It's a clone of Obi-Wan's booty call. You know, well,
bastard.
yeah, right. Well, Satine wasn't for. I mean, I don't think that if they went the route with Obi-Wan and Satine had a child, that would blow like. That is something I think that would. You just took everything way left.
They're gonna WandaVision us with all the red herrings.
Yeah. But it's possible. I mean, honestly, when you look at anything like from the last few years of even MCU, like anything under Disney's mantle, whether it's Star Wars or that, there's red herrings all over. They do it really heavily in the MCU, not as much, you know, in Star Wars, but you know, it's not without the realm of possibility that's that. So. End of story here. So you know, long story short, as always, when it comes to Star Wars, I think there's some really interesting possibilities of what Omega is, and my speculation is that she is somehow some form of a force sensitive clone, but where she got that DNA and
you
how
think
they did it.
Obi-Wan is like the most obvious right now?
That's what I want the most because it would somehow potentially continue his legacy as well too, and then. Would be interesting if it was.
Doesn't he get the Obi-Wan show? See, that's why I love fucking doing the show with this guy. I love Star Wars, but I don't know that deep as shit. And I'm just sitting here just learning. Like many of you, I mean, obviously Electric Panther knows the shit, and many of you know your shit. But like I'm listening to this guy talk, I'm just like, this is fucking incredible. And all I'm thinking to myself is like, man, I love the tacticalness of this show. Especially when they're trying to escape the planet with the credits and how they're carrying out their mission. I fucking love the tactical elements that
awesome. Yeah, that
the unit uses. So I'm into that part of it. I love the mystery of Omega. It's really interesting, but I love the interaction between the batch itself. Every episode it just builds on that camaraderie. It builds on that the unit as a group. It's got that A-team vibe. It's like
everything about that, and
Yeah.
the fact that at first, everybody's like, "Oh, here we go. They're adding another element that doesn't seem right. It's a young girl out of
shit,
nowhere."
man. But that's again. That's going to be the hit. That's going to be the knockout.
Everybody thought the same thing about Ahsoka, myself included. And honestly, to be fair, that first movie was not great. But look how that character grew. And if there's anything that Filoni knows how to do, it's how to build a character and do story build and take time to do it if he has to.
We have quite a few episodes of the show. I mean,
there's
16?
There's 17 total.
17
We
episodes?
still have 14 fucking episodes of this.
It's going to be hot, dude.
That's what I'm saying. So,
Give me hot. Friday nights are still hot, baby.
yep.
Man, a lot of cold talk.
Like water off a duck's back. I'm just ignoring it. I'm not even looking at the chat. when
Tricky,
guys
you
do
know
that
what?
good
Just
shit.
meet him. Tricky, just meet him at Mortal Kombat 11.
Yeah, if you want to play some Mortal Kombat 11 and get your shit spit on, Tricky, you name the day, brah. I'll throw down. What level are you on Mortal Kombat
Tricky,
11?
like you're like a big
13?
part of the B&B community, but he is calling you out right now.
Level maybe 13.
Live.
Maybe you got some double digits.
Anytime, Holmes.
Oh.
He spelled it like
Yeah.
John Holmes. Does he know something I don't know? Anyways, okay.
Maybe.
Wow, all right, moving on to the final topic of the evening, and
It's
I don't
meaty.
know if Egypsy is still in there. I know she wanted to comment on this. I know we're running late. Hopefully she's still around, but we are going to discuss Jupiter's Legacy. This is available now on Netflix. It is 8 episodes. 8 episodes, yes, 8
I can't
episodes.
count. What are you looking at me for?
I didn't
9?
mean to look at you.
Just not 9?
But Tone, this is based on what was it Mark Millar?
Mark Millar.
Mark Millar.
Mark
And this
Millar,
is was this
Millar.
a graphic novel?
Yes.
Graphic
Not
novel.
long ago either.
And I didn't
2015.
even know this fucking show was coming out until you started talking about it, hyping it up, and you're like, "Oh my god, this show is fucking awesome." Obviously, a lot of people in there have oh, look at that. I like it. The chat is hyped to talk about this.
Mhm.
The chat, and that means the chat's probably gonna hate me. Probably not going
More
to
than
like
likely,
me.
You piece of shit.
Before we get into it, though, we are bringing on Egypsy of Bomb Shelter Gaming. She streams with our buddy Atomic. They do split screen stuff, and it's fucking
They're
dope.
very intuitive too.
They're very intuitive. They're very, very good at what they do. They're very entertaining. They actually just joined the team they're on, E-Geekly.
Yeah, they are members of E.
They are members of E-Geekly along with
Very
Anhouse
exciting.
Beats, and I'm really excited to bring on Egypsy. And now I'm hoping to God that this works. I always seem to fuck this up.
Weird.
I know. Shut up, man. Hold on. Okay, I'm bringing her on now. Gypsy, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Can everybody hear Gypsy? I think you should be able to hear Gypsy now. Can everyone hear her? Say yes. Yep.
Yes,
All
all
right.
right.
Cool. We got
All
her. We got Gypsy. Gypsy, I know you wanted to talk a little bit about Jupiter's Legacy. The mic is yours. The floor is yours. What'd you think of Jupiter's Legacy?
So, as a whole, I really liked the different take on the superhero aspect, where it was like, here's a hero, here are the standards that they normally follow, but we're going to continue to question that just repeatedly. And it wasn't like looking at some of the characters who were questioning, the black and white of it
Mhm.
as being bad or good, just where that line is drawn. When is it okay for them to cross it and everything? And I loved how they were able to pull in some of these shock factors
Mm-hmm.
that still, like, after the last episode, you're still sitting there going, well, wait a minute. I thought that I knew what was going on, but maybe I didn't.
Right.
Without giving anything away, in
No.
regards to
We can talk a
certain
little bit of
characters'
spoiler. No,
parentage.
I mean the viewers know. We can get into some
Okay.
spoilers. If you haven't
Okay.
watched it, you guys, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the stuff that transpires in the series. We won't get too deep into it, but there are going to be some elements we're going to talk about. But Gypsy, continue, please.
But yeah, just in regards to like Walt being behind it, like I didn't really, I guess I never read the comic for this one, so
Mhm.
I wasn't prepared for the fact that he was actually, orchestrating the whole thing inside
Mm-hmm.
the mine when they went in.
Right.
He was at Black Star, sorry. When they went in Black Star's mine. So that kind of like took me back a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the whole thing with oh shit, what was his name?
George?
Hutch? Was it Hutch being George's son?
Oh, yeah. Hutch is George's son. Yep.
Yeah, and now we're like, okay, well, wait a minute. We thought that he might be God, the other guy. I keep losing names now.
There's George,
Anyways.
there's Walt, there's Black Star. But George
Right.
and Walt are the main characters that are with Sheldon the whole time.
Right, and we thought that he was George's son just based off how they were talking, like they showed the picture and everything.
Right.
But then, they showed his little like blue stick thing.
Yeah, that whatever.
And
Pepper
the
rocks, I
other
don't know.
superhero had that when they came off the island, so the blue stick.
And see, that's going to be really
Yeah.
interesting. Tone's actually going to address that because there's something that I missed that he caught when he watched the show. So you
Oh,
mentioned
okay.
you mentioned how how Hutch has that staff or whatever that thing is that
Yeah.
that the character off the island that they meet along the way that I didn't realize might be somebody else. Again, Tone caught some stuff that I didn't caught. It doesn't change my opinion of the show. But what else is there anything else that you really, really liked about the show?
Well, I did like how, basically they have the superpowers, but they had to go through a little bit more of a trial
Yes.
in order to get them.
Yep.
I did think that, just them sticking their hand on the rock was a little corny because it was like, we need to get over this massive amount of, space between us in 2 seconds.
Right.
Like, wait a minute, what?
Right.
That's
Just
gonna
let
take a
it
little
all
bit more
go and
back
move on.
forth.
Right.
Right. Instead, they just looked at each other like, okay, we're done. Let's put our hands on the rock. So that kind of was like, well,
Yeah, I was expecting some more like kissing or
Not
something.
how it really
Yeah,
works.
maybe
But,
some more.
you know.
Yeah, some more closure. Maybe a little bit more cleansing of the air. But yeah, it was just kind of like, I'll look at
Right.
you and make, okay, yeah, we're good, and that was it. There was like
Right.
literally no dialogue in those scenes where they're supposed to be, okay, yeah, I forgive you. So,
Yeah.
but I mean, overall, I mean, were you happy with what you saw? Were you happy with what you got from the series? Are you excited for season 2? Or I mean, have they even announced a season 2? I don't know if they have yet. I haven't seen anything on it yet, but.
I mean, it's a pretty big deal that
I
they've
mean,
got a lot of Mark stuff.
I enjoyed
thought.
it, and I would definitely watch a season 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think season 2 would definitely help this show out a lot.
Yeah.
But I do like some of the points that you make. There was a lot of good stuff in there, and obviously there was some questionable stuff. And I know I'm going to touch on that, but I know Tone, like I said, I'm going to let Tone have the floor here in a moment because I know you brought up something that was really interesting that I missed that Tone kind of caught, and it kind of paints a clearer picture, but it's also part of the issue that I have with the show later on is I feel like it gets a little muddy, a little confusing, but we'll get into that in a moment. But Egypsy, we really appreciate you calling in. We appreciate you sharing your thoughts, and you are welcome back on anytime, girl.
Thanks for having me.
All right, girl. Have a good night.
You too.
Yeah. All right, Tone. Now,
Yeah.
I'm going to let you take off first because I want you to jump into what she was talking about with
Yeah.
Hutch and that staff and the character, where we think this character comes from.
Right. So there's a character that he meets, Sheldon meets in like the when he's going out west.
So
or
basically,
whatever.
there's two ways this story plays out. You have the present where they're the utopians. There's a team of them, and they're these superheroes, and Josh Duhamel is like the main guy. Sheldon, he's the main utopian, and he's got a family, and his kids are. It's very much similar to Invincible.
There's some big similarities.
There are a lot of comparisons to Invincible here, a live action version of it, where Sheldon is trying to raise his kids, and his kids are still coming to terms with their responsibilities with these powers that they have. And, the way the story plays out is it focuses on the issues that they're dealing with as a family in the present, but then also it does a lot of time hopping to back in the 20s and whatnot when Sheldon was younger, the origins of the Utopians and what goes on with Walt and George and everybody else and Grace that's involved, and kind of sees how they get to the point where they get their powers. So a lot of time jumping going on, but want to jump back to what Gypsy said about the confusion about, how did Hutch get this thing? and this is
Right.
something that you caught.
And I think that, and I know I talked about this a little bit with Cherry back on Saturday a little bit too. She was asking questions and we were kind of bouncing some back and forth, but I don't know if anybody noticed this right away. Maybe they did, but the part where he's at the farm and there's the old guy there basically saying you hit
This
the
is
buzzing
back in the
too.
20s.
Yeah,
This is the
this
back in the 20s.
and you hear you're here for it too, blah blah blah, and this that and the other. They don't make it very clear, but that is actually, and spoiler alert, you want to close your
This
ears
is a major,
for
but
second.
it's some. Again, I'm going to attribute this to kind of like the confusing. This is where I had an issue with the movie or the show
Right.
itself. It's not very clear at getting to the points that you're making. I feel like a revelation like this or something like this should be a little bit more clear cut.
Maybe,
And then I feel because what you're about to tell us is a huge way to interpret the story. It's a huge impact on
because we don't know.
how to like view what's going on.
So they're talking about it out there too, and that's the whole point. Netflix bought basically trying to do like a Millerverse. This isn't just like a one-off. That's why I don't think necessarily they've announced the second season, because I think pretty sure we're just gonna get one.
Just gonna get one.
We're
Okay.
gonna get some, and I don't think that the time hopping that's not gonna stop either for a while, because you're talking 1920s to now.
Mhm.
There's 80, 90 years of background that you're gonna be doing and want to be catching up. So the fact that that the old man there is at the farm and he's actually the young guy on the boat that they find in the water before they get to the point where they get their powers. And He's
Right.
part of the Six,
Mhm.
and he has the staff or whatever's going on there. What she's saying is how, like, where did, like, why and all that stuff we don't know, and I
Right.
don't think we're supposed to know right now. We just, like, you can just recognize that and go, okay, something's clearly happened. Then how did he and why? Because clearly he teleports. Did he somehow tap into time as well? Something
Right.
happened clearly. Something happened to the point where he ended up being an old man, but also dropping back into the past. Something's going on there,
Right.
So we don't know, and we don't know yet what that entails.
Because it's interesting because the guy in the water that they find on the ship, he's a part of this utopian guard that at the end of the final episode, he's in this room in that chamber where they're at the table and they're discussing stuff. But at no point,
they never talk about him.
at no point in the present is he present or even discussed. He's not there.
Mhm.
So that's really interesting.
His power might not be like the normal powers of everybody else. It might be just because of the staff he's holding in his hand. We don't know any of that,
Mhm.
because why would he be so? I mean, he was aged just like the old man. Like we don't know why he's so aged or what powers he does or doesn't have. Like we don't know. He wasn't doing anything. He just because he says something on the boat that Sheldon recognized. Like that's what the old man said back at the fucking barn,
Right.
basically, or whatever. So. He's that guy waiting for him, so we don't know where the connection is going to be happening.
Cherry
so
Squishy says, but why would he warn Sheldon?
why would he warn Sheldon?
Well, see, now that's the thing. Now, okay, why would he warn Sheldon? Now, that's the thing. That's a good question. What about the weird light wave thingy that hit the guys on the boat? Are they super villains? Okay, but I'm going to go back to why would he warn Sheldon? Look, obviously Walt is a big part of what's going on now. Okay, we know
Right.
that he's a big part of it. Maybe Walt had something to do with the disappearance of this guy, and that's why he's
That's
using
exactly-
his ability
exactly.
to come back in time to warn Sheldon. Like, look, dude, things aren't what they seem, or whatever he says to that
Right.
message. That's his final ability. That's his final chance to warn Sheldon, because he's not present, and we know Walt has the ability to kind of like manipulate people.
Because we don't know because at this point we could even speculate that Walt manipulated Sky Fox.
Right? Yeah.
Because-
Walt's got some serious powers.
There's something's going on. We
Yeah.
don't know. We don't know, of course, yet, unless you've read all the comics or the graphic novels. But yeah, we don't. Why would he warn Sheldon? Because he's from somewhere.
In the future.
Yeah, where something happens and he knows, like, don't basically.
Because young Sheldon wouldn't know who that guy is.
Right.
So when that guy shows up,
But-
he's going back in time, so young Sheldon wouldn't know who the fuck is this guy,
They-
where old Sheldon would probably be like, oh, yeah, I know that guy
Yeah.
because I was with him before.
Right. They made it a point when he's on the boat too.
Uh-huh.
When he says the same thing that he says in the cabin, if anybody remembers, like Sheldon goes, "Huh?" Like, "Huh?" Like he
Right.
recognizes what he says
Right.
for a reason.
And I missed that because at that point I was just
I
like,
think a
what?
lot of people did.
Yeah.
Honestly. So that's really interesting too. So what else we got? Bombshell to say?
Bob Schiller said, what about the weird light wave thingy that hit the guys on the boat? Are they super villain? Yeah, because there was a bunch. Remember when they all got their powers, all
Yeah.
the people on the boat were there, and they got hit with something, with some kind of a wave of energy that came through. Now, whether or not that imbues them with
That's what
superpowers,
that's what everybody I think is talking and speculating as well with that as well too, is that that's why you have supervillains and other people have powers, is that anybody that was on that boat 80 years ago,
and if they reproduced, right,
has some form of DNA reconstruction or power.
Ooh, Bob
that
Star, is
moves.
Black Star the boat captain?
I think Black Star is made by Star Fox. I think I kind of wondered that too. That's actually a good question, but I thought Black Star at the very end was made by Star Fox somehow. But it could be,
obviously, because he created a second one. So maybe he's got the ability to create
right.
clones
That's what I thought. I
of,
thought it was
of
like
that Black Star, which was Tyler Main, by the way.
the farmer's warning can be applied to weight as well.
Walt as well.
Yeah.
I mean, there's that stuff. They hinted at a serious history between Utopians and Black Stars. So why
Yeah,
not?
honestly, that's a great point. So yeah.
So is the daughter an off-brand Mandy Moore? Because this is the walk I don't want to remember.
She's more like an offhand fucking what's her name? The crazy
Winona.
yeah, like the 90s Winona Ryder stealing
Yeah.
shit out of a yeah.
I'm gonna get a little bit of what I thought of the show. I'm gonna let Tone kind of like finish it up. But like, first of all, like I understand the comparisons between this and Invincible. There are some serious comparisons. But it also has some of the struggles that Invincible had with exploring some of the character arcs of some of the smaller characters, especially in this instance, his son Brandon and the daughter Chloe, and even more so Chloe. Chloe is just an outright meh in this show. She is strung out the entire show. I understand she's coping with the fact that she's got these
Kind of
powers.
cliche.
It's cliched as hell, but I mean, there's literally no movement with her character until the final episode where she helps Hutch. Chloe's gonna be a supervillain. She almost has to be, because right now she's a fucking waste. And they need to do something with her character, because she's seriously just strung out and drugged out the whole show. Didn't really. I understand she's got a riff with her dad, but they just didn't do a whole lot to explore it. And then her character was just kind of there to just act a fool and rebel. And it was like, okay, whatever. But you know, the issue that I have with this show is there are two shows here that I really that one that I love and one that I really can't stand. And it's when they focus on the drama elements between Sheldon, Walt, and George, that family struggle, that especially when they explore in the early 1920s and all that jazz through the Depression. I think that stuff is really compelling stuff, and it is absolutely necessary, especially on the island when they have a couple of outbreaks between one another. All that stuff, all that rivalry, all that, you know, back and forth in the 20s has a huge part to do with what we saw in the last episode, especially with Walt's character. Yes, they may have buried the hatchet for a moment when they put their hands on the wall, but there is clearly a rift between the three of these characters. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of competitiveness. There's a lot of like envy between all three characters. All of them envy one another for one reason or another. And I felt that was really, really good, and it was very, very important to kind of like give you an idea of what was happening at the end. So I loved the drama elements of this show. There's a lot going on here, and I really dig that. Some of it's really, really good. The Chloe and Brandon stuff really needs to get explored a lot more in the upcoming season. But man, for a fucking superhero show where there's going to be superhero battles, okay? Look, I love the drama elements, but this is a superhero show. There's supposed to be some fucking awesome action. With the exception of Raiku's 1v4 sword fight in episode 7, every fucking encounter, every action fight in this show was cringeworthy, laughably bad. The first episode, Tone, I almost wasn't going to watch the rest. I watched the first episode, dude, and that final battle, I was laughing. It was so bad. The acting, shit. The special effects, shit. Netflix is investing $17 billion plus into their original content. It better look fucking better than this if they continue with this show. It was so bad. Every time a fight broke out, the show derailed horribly. I couldn't stop laughing. It was really, really bad. It was cringe-worthy horrible special effects. And when you have a superhero show, and maybe we've been spoiled. Maybe we've been spoiled by the MCU. Maybe we were spoiled by Invincible, which is fucking animated stuff. The goddamn special effects and the fight scenes, with the exception of Raiku's 1v4 sword fight, is absolutely, jokingly, laughably, cringeworthy bad. Cherry Squishy, I might be wrong, but I'm more right than you. And it was just that bad. I almost, dude, after I watched the first episode, I sent Tone a message, and I was like, dude, this shit better get better. This shit better get better, because I laughed at the end, and this is supposed to be a huge part of this show. I was like, what the fuck am I watching? And then there were multiple other battles. Dude, the fight with Grace in the warehouse, oh my God. That was the worst.
Not good.
I was just like, come on, dude. No, look. Look, I want this show to be really good. I really do. And I think it ended on a high note, like with the story and the drama and all that shit. Really well done. But fuck. Fix this CGI and fix these fucking fight scenes, because I couldn't stop
Blanco.
laughing.
Like, it almost looked like, if you go back and watch it right now, like, I almost like, is this filmed in like 720 or something? Because the resolution of it is also not great either. Like, it felt, I don't know. CW has some pretty decent budget on some of their fights, I think, compared to this.
This stuff was so cringe.
I was surprised.
It was so cringe.
I am surprised in how cringe that first fight is to some degree. I get it. Okay, I get it. I forgave it because why? Once we started getting into the story and that old timey stuff, I just didn't even think about the fights.
See, I can't do
I'm
that
trying to
because
remember
it's a
the Riken fight. I can't
superhero
remember.
movie. It's a
was also-
superhero show.
I was really drunk too.
And
so.
they did great on some of the drama stuff. So I'm thinking, man, they got a gun. And this is coming from a guy. I don't like Josh Duhamel. I'm not a Josh Duhamel guy. When the main grunt from fucking Transformers is your lead actor, I'm a little sus going into it.
Oh.
And he's not horrible, but like it was just, man, when the drama is good enough, and then they get to these goddamn fight scenes, and I'm like, these are horrible. I'm watching like, this is horrible.
So I'm gonna concede a lot of that because there's a lot I do agree with that. And like I said, I ignored a lot of that because my favorite part, again, I think you agree with this as well too, is when you're getting into the drama.
Absolutely.
Like all the story building, the
Absolutely.
stuff the stuff in the past is way more compelling until you get to the end with like the last few episodes and you're starting to figure out what's going on with like the Walt's kid and some of the brain shit they're doing or the whatever they're doing is actually pretty intriguing. The fact that they tap into a very Lovecraft vibe,
Yes.
when they're out in the water,
Cosmic Elements is really
that
good.
is like the whole thing of like that whole paint. Like when I realized when they're on the boat and they're trying to put that all together, I'm like, I looked at Cappadocia and said, I'm getting like super Lovecraft vibes. This is dope as hell. And when they start building that and they get to everything that's going and there's water involved and this is going on and the sigils and all that stuff, I'm like, this is so Lovecraft.
The fantasy elements were really good.
The fantasy elements were so fucking great. And I think that alone is worth the admission. Like, is it perfect by any means? No. I think there's a great argument you have there that put some money into better budget in your fucking fights. Yes, we have been spoiled, but that doesn't mean that there hasn't been a precedent since.
It's Netflix, bro.
They want to build on this because it's, Mark Miller's got a lot of great in his portfolio. They want to do the Millerverse. That's awesome. Let's do that. I really I binged all but the last episode until I got home that day. We were sitting around all day just getting hammered. And I was I was way into this. Like, I don't know what it was. I was just completely way into it and way enthralled into it. And I can't wait for more. So that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Because I do concede that some of that was bad, but I think the storytelling in it was done really well and it was very unique.
And I'm with you, dude. I really want to see where this goes. I really want to see where they go with this show. But it's a superhero show. I want to see some epic battles. And they showed later on, like I said, with the Raikou fight, that was fucking sweet. And apparently I pissed off a lot of Josh Duhamel stands in here. Zach Dynamite is not pleased. Cherry Squishy is not pleased. I don't care.
What else was he in? Did anybody care?
Dude,
about?
nobody gives a fuck about Josh Duhamel.
This is the. I mean, you said he was in Transformers.
Somebody's like,
oh,
he's in Vegas. He's in Vegas.
What does
Cool.
that mean?
I
was in
nothing.
Vegas.
It's
I've been
Josh
in-
Duhamel.
I've been in Vegas like 6 times. Big whoop.
He's been in a lot of shit. You're right. It has been shit. You're absolutely right. Cherry Squishy, somebody highlight that message. He's been in a lot of shit. You're right. It's been shit. That's all the shit he's in is shit. Boom. Fucking Nicholas Spark. Get out of here. The first fight scene gave me pause, but I need to watch it. You're shit. Man, I don't care what y'all say about Josh doing. No, look. I will say, after the first episode, when it gets into the drama elements, Josh Duhamel is a little bit more serviceable. I think he's good. But I do think a lot of his scenes, he's carried by Ben Daniels as Walt and Matt Lanter as George. I think Ben Daniels and Matt Lanter are better actors, so they're able to kind of elevate and raise the situation. Ben Daniels is fucking awesome as Walt.
I actually like Leslie Bibbs as well too. Is that I say that right?
Leslie Bibbs as
I
Grace.
actually-
Yeah.
Minus her fight scenes.
Minus her fight scene, but no, honestly, God, it's like I said, I just every time I see Josh Duhamel, he's a one-note character, and it's like, okay, this guy has no range. But after the first episode, which was really hokey, the first episode was so bad, and then I get into it, and he has been in a lot of shit. Thank you, Crash, I appreciate it. There we go. It's noted. We've got it documented. He's been in a lot of shit. You're goddamn
Put that
right.
in Discord.
But look, and Ben Daniels is amazing. Ben Daniels is really, really good. And like I said, a lot of the scenes where Josh Duhamel is doing his best to act, he's got Ben Daniels, he's got Matt Lanter as George and Grace there to kind of really raise the scene. So everyone else around him is really, really good. But the Rage Stream, these hosts are sus. Come on, Tricky. Can't tell me Josh Duhamel deserves any kind of an Emmy nom for this show. Look, now season 2, it might be better. Put some more money into the special effects. Put more money into Josh Duhamel's acting teacher or whoever he brings in. We'll be all right. We'll be good. Season 2 should be all right. But explore more of what's going on with Walt. Obviously, that's going to be the huge part of it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm curious. I'm interested. Like, after I finished the series, I was like, okay, dude, I'm on board. I'm cool to see where this goes. But there are some things I would like to see them fix for the second season and going forward.
Oh, Mark Miller liked my tweet, so I don't care.
That's right. Mark Miller liked his fucking tweet. Did he follow you? Nope. You're a loser.
We're having lunch next week.
Having lunch next
Hopefully
week.
at 99 Pharmacy.
Fucking awesome. Anyways, that's going to do it for tonight's show. A lot of great topics.
A lot of great topics.
Conclusion, dude is a loser. Oh, Cherry, stop it. Now I'm going to have to kill Cherry. Now it's me. It's McGarrett and Cherry on my targets.
Yep, absolutely.
The next community night, Squishy, coming for you.
Which, speaking of which, thank you again to all of you that was able to watch if you were there. Definitely play with us last week for community night, B&B Plays community night with you guys. It's fantastic. We have a good time. Like we said, we weren't even booting up the first game, and everybody was starting their fucking bickering.
Oh yeah,
it's really funny how that works,
Jeez,
and that's really
Squishy
enjoyable.
She's aggressive.
She's riled up right now.
I guarantee you, man. She lays in bed. She got a Josh Duhamel poster up on the ceiling, guaranteed.
Maybe
Josh Duhamel Transformers.
If he's so great, why didn't I know he was in the Transformers? Even and that movie sucked,
dude. He's like all of his other movies. He's just a one-note character who yells all the time. B&B Dodgeball. I hope I can catch one. B&B the B&B meetup. Hey man, if you get vaccinated, I'll fucking do a beat. I would love to do a B&B meetup. Honest to God, I would love to get everyone here, anyone that's close, get together, hang out, have a cookout, drink some beers, and you're a -1 note, dude. Cherry Squishy, easy. Knockout City Knockout City comes out on Friday. Ooh. Oh, and no here. Cherry Squishy and I have found common ground. Renfest.
Oh, you got to get a bread bowl and a chicken or a turkey leg.
I want a Scottish egg.
What is that?
It's an egg that's wrapped in sausage or bacon and.
How does your shit smell later?
It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant.
That is not irrelevant.
Cherry
That's
Squishy, you and I have
we
found a common ground and we can be friends again. Let's go to Renfest. Let's get crazy. Let's get fucking nuts.
Imagine a B&B meetup at like the Renfest. Oh my god!
Look at it. She gets discount on tickets from the Reading Club. Heyo.
How good are Scotch?
Scotch eggs are sexy as hell. Josh Duhamel and Fire with Bruce Willis. Yeah, there you go. Anytime Josh Hamill's riding on the coattails of Bruce Willis, clearly the guy has bad taste in just about everything he does. So That is fantastic. But no, like Tone said, thank you guys and girls so much for tuning in for B&B Community Night. That was a hell of a lot of fun. We will definitely look at this Renfest meetup. That could be a possibility this summer. I think that'd be a lot of fun. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
That
Get
would be a
everyone
lot of
local or close by or near the Renfest, get together, have some fun, drink, and do as you will. But would love to get something like that going. We will definitely keep you guys up to date on when the next community night will be. But next week we have a lot of good shit to talk about. Army of the Dead finally drops this Friday. We'll be checking that out. I'm sure by then I'll be talking about Resident Evil 8. We'll have more Star Wars: The Bad Batch. What else? Is there anything else that comes out? Any new shows or new movies?
I don't know. Actually,
We'll keep you up to date
there might be another fucking movie
in the Discord. There's always movies dropping. There's always lots of good stuff. We can actually go to the theater, man. We should go. Ooh, Spiral. I have to go see Spiral this weekend.
Might be able to do that.
I should be able to do that. Spiral.
Big raid.
Maybe we'll go see some Spiral. Tone, anything going on with you this weekend? Any streams or anything? Just chilling?
Just chilling. I always say I want to do something, but I'm honestly still just adjusting to my sleep pattern right now and getting comfortable with this. I'm really close to being that. Doing something. I actually thought about doing something tomorrow night, but I think I may have to mow my lawn. But if it's too hot, I might not. So I might stream. So I don't know. Right now I'm more focused on B&B until I have the proper space, the proper time. So
I will be live on Saturday at 1 p.m. on my Twitch channel, The Dude 79. We'll be doing the Destiny 2 Vault of Glass raid, which goes live at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Down there with Piccolo, your boy Piccolo.
my boy Pick.
Yep, it would be Piccolo and him if it wasn't me. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Really excited for it. It's part of the world's first. We're gonna try to compete and see what we can do. The Vault
All
of
right,
Glass.
motherfucker, you want to play tomorrow? We'll do it, boy.
Oh my god, you guys need to stream that shit.
Do it.
You guys need to stream that
Let's
shit.
do it.
Let's do it.
Who do you want? I'll just hit the random button. I'll play whoever. I don't give a shit.
Wait, when you guys gonna review toys and shit?
That's probably more aimed at me, I'm sure. I haven't really got anything new in recently. I did get that big Spawn set in, but I haven't opened it yet. I was waiting for a good time to do that in stream. So, if I do that soon, Blanco, I'll let you know.
There you go. You will stream that. I'll be streaming on Saturday. Next Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be live once again. Hopefully, Tone will be dressed as He-Man because Jake Something's gonna win tomorrow night. Make sure you guys are tuned in for that Thursday, tomorrow night.
8 p.m. Eastern time. Be there. Twitch.tv/
Get in the chat.
Impact Wrestling.
It's going to be wild.
We want to blast it for those boys.
Make sure you follow those guys on Twitter. Jake Something.
I know, Crash.
Hakeem
That's
Zane.
dope. That
It's
was
going to
so
be
dope.
fucking wild tomorrow night. Check it out. We'll talk about that next week as well. For Fanboy Tone,
That's me.
I'm the Dude 79. Thank you so much for tuning in. Cherry Squishy, I love you too. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. Have a great weekend. Be safe.